Didn't I tell you we were going to try some mornings? Let's do this. Hello and welcome once again to the video call-in show, that show that invites you to come on this show and be a guest. I am your host, Jim. Some people refer to me as Uncle Jim. You can call me whatever you want to, just don't call me late for dinner. Yes, it is a Monday morning for those of you watching live. For those of you not watching live, for me, it's Monday morning. I know it's one of those things, right? But I had to try it. I wanted to jump on and see what kind of a crowd was available. I've been noticing over the last couple weeks that there's so many more. I would say so many few people that jump on actually during the morning, and I know that that was stilted, but hey, it is a live show after all. But it just the competition for live streams didn't seem that that brutal as it is in the evening. So as I've said in some of my other videos, I need to try a morning, afternoon show, and I know it's close to noon now here in Eastern Standard Time. It's much earlier on the West Coast, but I'm in the heartland, right smack dab in the middle of Indiana. We call it Indy, short for Indianapolis, and yeah, it's still morning time here as well for at least another 40 minutes or 20 minutes. No, 40 minutes. Learn to read a clock, Jim. Jesus. So yeah, I was sitting there having some morning coffee, finishing up some editing on a television show I produce, and thought, well, why don't we go live and see what kind of audience we can drum up this early in the morning? If this is your first time watching our videos, joining our shows when we're live is very, very easy. All you have to do is visit zoom.us. It's right down here. You know, one of these days I'll get that. Visit zoom.us, that website, and click on the Join a Meeting button. And then once you join a meeting, you can use this meeting number right here. Put in your name. I'll see you come up. Now, I've got everybody muted initially so I can kind of vet them out. I'll see you come up, and I'll invite you on the show. If you want to just come on audio, that's cool. But you'll essentially be in this area right over here, and we'll just chat. We'll talk about anything. There's how to join the show right there. Now, if you don't already have Zoom installed, it may ask you to jump through a small amount of hoops. No big deal. It's not that hard to do. And you just come on in. But while I'm waiting for you, I'm just going to sit back and have some more coffee. I've got a small carafe here, also known as a Fetty. It's a fake Yeti. Oh God, I plug so much shit on here and don't get paid for it. It's not even funny. But anyway, yeah, I don't have any particular subject today. This is totally a test. I'm just gonna do stuff while I'm waiting for folks to jump in. And actually, I want to test. I want to see if I'm showing up on the live streams. I imagine that on YouTube, in their live channel, I just sent a message to them yesterday. I said, look, if wouldn't it make sense? Remember, well, some of you will remember that I just put out a video where I was just dejected. I mean, I'm looking at that live page going, God, there's so many going 24/7. There's so many that are extended. And I said, there's no way I'm going to show up with that kind of competition. So I sent a message to YouTube just the other day and said, look, why don't you create a different category, one for extended view, right? So those live streams that are up for a really obscene amount of time, throw them in their own category, if you would. That would be awesome. And see, I'm not even showing up on webcam live streams. There, it shows 16 videos, right? And I'm not showing up in that list. That pisses me off. Now, I know I'm not going to be mobile. Let's look at mobile. Why not? Let's go back here. And I refresh the screen so I know that there's something going on. Ding, yeah. You know what that is. That means hit that subscribe button. Hit the, not the one on the screen, the one down below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you can know every time we go live. Now, let's see. I'm not on the featured live streams. At least I don't think. Nope. Peppa Pig Live is again on. They've closed down comments on that one. Of course, I don't close down comments. Jump on, comment all you want to. Gain my trust and become a mod. That's cool. I'll have to learn how to do that. I haven't had yet to add a mod yet. Okay, recommended. Am I on recommended for me even? I'm not even my own recommended live stream. I'm starting to lose faith again, my friends. I'm starting to lose faith. Help me, YouTube. Now, I know I'm not going to be on Live Now Gaming. I know I'm not going to be on Live Now News. And you know, thank God they got their own category because I don't want to be in that category. Sports, I'm not going to be on. Recent, well, now we've got one. It's a frying pan ocean cam, and it streamed 2 days ago, and it's still on the recent list. Now I had a whole gripe about that where I couldn't believe that they would leave that up there in recent live streams, as though no other live streams could make this top, what is it, 10? This top 12 live stream, you know, recent live streams. And I showed this last time. I'll go to that again. But this is what I'm talking about. You can actually see the save later clock show up when I run my mouse over it. Now that just blows me away because there's 8 of them. And this one in particular, this frying pan ocean cam, it streamed to this one. Official Game Awards streamed 3 days ago. 3 days ago. What is up with that? Why is that a recent live stream? Live streams happen spur of the moment, man. That should be a revolving door as far as I'm concerned. Oh, and don't worry, I'll still have a show tonight, like I do every weeknight, and I'll have a subject matter. But hey, if you want to join the show now, do so, and we'll talk about this whole live page. And it's got to be owned by YouTube, even though it doesn't even have a custom URL, which makes me somewhat suspicious. It may not be. Oh, let's see. So I'm not going to be on Live Now Animals. I don't think I would be on mobile. How would it screw that up and count me as a mobile live stream? Don't think that's possible. They're listing 67 mobile live streams, and I'm looking for myself here. I'll let you look along with me. I am looking for myself, and of course I do not see it. I just know I'm not going to be on this, and the fact that I have one watcher. Thanks for joining me. The fact that there's only one watcher says a great deal about how these are separated, right? To me, it just doesn't make sense. Now let's go back. I'm not going to be in recent. Now, see, that's the funny thing about that is recent live streams, they've got them sitting there 3 and 4 days old. But recent mobile live streams, 11, 15 hours ago, and I know there's been more in the last 10 minutes than they're listing right here. So and there's a 2 day. Watch the watch later icon. That thing has been up there for 2 solid days, or not 2 solid days, but that streamed 2 days ago. All right, so then we've got, let's Let's go to webcam live streams again. Let's see if we're even close to being on. Let me get rid of that overlay. Nope, I'm not in there. As we scroll down, not in there. Not in there. Come on, show up. Damn, why? Why? What the French toast? I thought that a week ago Friday, that the reason I got live stream traffic was because I had my title, the show title in the title. And that's why I tried it this time. Apparently, that's not it. Gosh dang it. I even create a thumbnail for these every time right before I go live. That is so disconcerting. How is anybody going to find me prior to grabbing some, what the hell am I talking about? Before grabbing a good audience of subscribers, right? How are they going to find me? That's just, God, it just takes the wind out of your sails. Here I am trying to produce a show that it has mass appeal, and I can't break into that which would be most beneficial for me and you, because you want to know. You want to know this sort of thing is going on. You want to participate. I don't know how many times you go to a live stream, and you've done this. You go to a live stream, and there's a ton of people. Now, these are people who have a good following already, and you see that people have they're commenting like crazy, and yet here we sit, Monday morning, not too much competition. If we go all the way to not recent mobile streams, webcam live streams, we see that there are only 16 videos listed. Now, I have to wonder how many are actually live. Not of these folks, but how many live streams there are happening right now. Because mine's happening. How long have I been on? 12 minutes already? And I'm going to do a marathon today. I'm just gonna talk. But yeah, there's just there's plenty of them. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, let me fix something here. Since we're on a marathon here, I'm just doing stuff. I'm just gonna do stuff. So you're gonna watch me do stuff. What I did just there was I use vMix as my my production and my streaming software, and it's fantastic. I love it. I've been using it for probably 2 years now. It is a really good program. So what I was doing there was I was creating a trigger. So when I go back to this, if you see right down here in the lower right, whoops, too far, right there. You see this could be you. Now that could be you, because you could show up right in this box over here, and we'll just chat. We'll just have a good old time talking. But when I went to the slide, you see it zip out of there? I just put a trigger in that told it to get rid of it. And every time I come back to this interface, it pops back in. Now, that'll be your name when you jump on the show. I'll just go ahead and change that. In fact, I can show you exactly how I do that. I'll just say your name. Oops. I've got to keep caps lock off. Jesus, where am I at? Okay. Your name here. So, there we go. See what I mean? And I love it because it is so versatile. I mean, I can do all this stuff on the fly. And your name, well, it's not up there, but let me change that back. Whoops. Yeah, since we're just having fun. There we go. You see how easy it is. Because I can make it live. We've got another viewer. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't been with us long, this is the video call-in show. I invite anyone to come on and talk about whatever they'd like to via teleconference, right? I use Zoom, zoom.us right here in the lower third is where you'd go. You'd hit join a meeting, enter that meeting number, and I'll invite you on the show. Now, you don't have to come on with video. You can come on with audio only. That's cool. Make it like a radio talk show. But then I got to go to this, and then you got to look at my mug the whole time. I'd rather look at yours. So, hey, in the chat, tell me how you found us. Tell me how you found this show, because I've been perusing the live stream, the webcam live stream page, and we're not showing up. We're not up there. I don't know why we're not. There's only 13 videos. I've seen as high as nearly 100. We're not up there. That just blows me away. Now I can go back and let's just go to the main page. I can show you this. Let's go to the main page and see what we're talking about here. Come on, let's go. Yeah, hello, watcher. How did you find us, watcher? Let me know, will you? I'll get out of that. I just want to know how you found us, because as you just saw on your screen, I've been perusing the live stream page, and we don't show up anywhere. And I kind of have a beef with YouTube on this. I've actually sent them a message and said, hey, listen, why don't you create another category? And I'm really just trying to move some of those space hogs that we all see. Those people who go 24/7, those people who are going just an extended live stream. Give them their own category. Pop them out of the smaller categories and let some of us little guys in, will you? I mean, that's the only way that we can get our message out, unfortunately. I mean, it's not just going to happen out of nothing. So thanks for joining us, by the way. If you'd like to call in, by all means do. If you just want to chat, that's cool too. But please tell us how you found us. I am interested in that. It would really help me out a lot, because I'm certainly not showing up on that live stream show, at least not for me. And I know some of them are going to be custom tailored based on your tastes, your surfing history, that sort of thing. I get that, but you would think, since I'm on my show all the time, that it would show up for me. So watcher, if you find you get a moment, throw it in the chat. Tell me where you found us. You may have been, and that would be cool, if you're one of the subscribers, you may have been notified that I'm going live. That's awesome. That is awesome. But I want to know. I'm trying to find out how best to promote the show and get the word out that I've created a platform for just about anyone to come on and talk about anything they'd like to talk about, whether it's one of the subject matter pieces that I come up with. And I do that for a reason. I want to make sure that, one, I've got something to talk about and give back to the audience, but also it gives a base for discussion. If somebody wants to jump in and talk about whatever it is that I'm talking about. Today, not so much, because this is a test. I wanted to find out what kind of audience is available in the early afternoon, and here we are. So, and I already said I'm going marathon on this, so I'm likely to ramble. I'm likely to I will address your chats. That's a given. But I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to have some coffee, and I'm just going to yap at you. If something tickles my fancy, why, we'll talk about it. A lot of people want to talk about vaping and what that means, in the stratosphere of life. Is it good? Is it bad? Should people be afraid of it? I'm not going to talk about that directly. I will if somebody wants to talk about it, but I've got an entire show planned around that because it's been a big part of my life, especially since I stopped smoking about 8 9 years ago, I think it was. And my health has just changed dramatically. My back's no better. I've had a lot of back problems, but I've had a back problem since an accident I had in the early 90s. Actually, it was right around 89, 90. So, but I was still smoking, and I was getting to the point where I couldn't even take deep breaths. So I had to give that up. If you're a smoker, let me know. Let me know if you're still smoking and whether or not you want to quit smoking. I mean, who, how many smokers are there that out there that don't want to quit? I mean, there are tons of us. I consider myself. It's almost like being an alcoholic, where smoking is a disease. It's part of our habitual nature, and I am no different. Which is why I do these. Again, I don't want to get into that too deeply because I do want to save that for another show. But if anybody has any questions, I'll be more than happy to talk about it. And but yeah, it saved my life. So I have no qualms with it. I have no qualms with it at all. If you're not already coffeeed up, go coffee up. Sit back with us for a while. We're just gonna sit here and shoot the breeze, so to speak. Let's see. Yeah, let's check the live page again and see if there's any traction whatsoever. Okay, here we go. I'm going to refresh this page. Refreshing. Hardwired, so it should be pretty quick. I'm not going to be featured. I think it's featured live streams is a little bit of favoritism as far as I'm concerned. I don't know that for a fact, but we're just gonna call that for what it is. Live now. You saw I wasn't on the first. What is that? Pepe the Pig. Now, see, here's a great example. This instrumental Christmas music with fireplace. That is a perfect example of a live stream that shouldn't be taking up this space. It should be in its own category, extended or 24/7 streams. Because I've noticed that there's just a ton of streamers that are doing 24/7. Think about the PewDiePie and the T-Series battle. Oh, how many of those are we to endure? But they're 24/7. And I think they should have their own category. That's one of the things that I wrote YouTube about. I said, listen, help me out here, will you? Put these things in their own category so some of us little guys can get some traction. All right, here we go. We'll go back to the live statement. So, live now. I'm not going to show up there. There's some gamers. There's another one of those PewDiePie live counts. This Flare TV, man, they do a lot of 24/7 live streams. Hopefully I didn't send many viewers. All right. And see, look, some of the big boys jumping in there with Fox News, and here's a hip hop radio that that's on for a long time. Here's 24-hour Mickey and Friends holiday. Why is that taking up live now? And of course, I'm not going to be in recommended, even though who would be more recommended than my own friggin' live stream? That's got to be an algorithm problem. I'm not going to be in gaming. I'm not going to be in news. I'm not going to be in sports. I'm not going to be in recent until I shut down. But see, look at that one. 3 days. They call that recent? 2 days. They call that recent? I know I'm obsessing over this page, but come on already. Live Now Technology not going to be on. Live Now Animals. I could fit in that one. Come on, YouTube. Put me in the animal. Put me in the animal category. I'm ready. Some people say I have a face of an ass, so why not? Put me up there. I should rename my channel, The Jackass Show. Oh God, I just said that, and now it's going to be total. That's total troll food. All right, mobile live streams. I shouldn't be in mobile live streams. And I know that they only show, like top 12 in the on their homepage. Recents I'm not going to be in, and then webcam. Let's go straight to webcam again. It says 16 videos are currently, 16 videos are there, unlisted. That's interesting. Now that would piss me off. Is she enlisted, and she's getting view time? Should I unlist mine? Yeah, but look, there we go. All 16 of them. No video call and show. It's frustrating, man. I mean, come on. All I want to do is talk to people. All I want to do is give them a platform to, to address topics, to talk about current news, to come on in and promote their wares. Now, when I'm 6-digit subscribers, that's going to make a huge difference for some people. They're going to come on and promote their channel. People are going to watch those videos down the road, and theoretically, they should explode. I think I told everyone Saturday that I had a fantastic day that Saturday. My subscriber count doubled. And I know it's not saying much, but I was involved in a live stream, not directly, but with Nick Nimmin and his brother D, and that was awesome because I was just trying to help people out on graphics and whatnot, and he subbed me. That was beautiful. And then another 4 or 5 people subbed right after him, so that was really cool. I said he'd like to come on the show, and Nick, you're watching these videos, anytime, buddy, anytime. But no, I'm not showing up on these live streams. I don't. Hey, oh, there you go. I do, yeah. Champworks, that's probably true. I'm not seeing it because I am logged in as me. I should log out and log into one of my other channels, and find out if I'm showing up. Do I also show up in the webcam live stream, Champworks? If you could check that out, that would be great, because maybe they are hiding me from me, and that would be cool. It'd be fantastic, because then I would know that that other people are at least seeing me. So check that out, Champworks, if you would. Look at the webcam live streams. Oh wait, showed it in your recommended feed spot. Okay, so you weren't looking at the live stream page. Is that correct? Because I think that's where you're most likely to get strangers that don't know you exist to come in. Now you are a subscriber, so I imagine the algorithm has said to you, I'm talking to Champworks again. The algorithm has said to you, it's like, oh, okay, you're a subscriber. You've actually participated and watched some of the stuff, so we're going to throw him number 2 for now. So I wish I could. Oh, here, I could probably zoom in. Well, that would suck. Just actually, if you do a search on Live Now, yeah, you've got the same 16 videos. Okay, so YouTube, for the love of all that is holy, get me in there, man. Oh, dang it. That just pisses me off. What are they using? What are they using for their indicator on 16 of the live streams that are happening right now? The very fact that I'm live streaming and I'm not on that list indicates that there are a ton more out there. Yeah, see, it's tailoring it. Thanks, Champworks. It's tailoring it to your history and that sort of thing. I don't know that helps anybody, YouTube. I know it helps the individual surfer, but I think all the others that they're missing out. I'm looking at some of these live streams now, and they're just they're nothing that I would say are in my interest or related to my subscriber. The people I subscribe to. It's just a mismatch, a mix-mash. What do you say there? Just a hodgepodge. There we go. It's a hodgepodge of live streams. good morning? I don't know. I don't know. At any rate, I'll just keep going. I'm just gonna keep yammering. I'm surprised it showed up for you, Champworks Garage. By the way, if you're watching this video later, visit Champworks Garage. Man, he does a lot of good work with diesels, and he owns a couple generations of Bronco. The Generation 1 and a Bronco 2 that he uses for off-road fun. So check out his channel and subscribe if you're interested in that sort of thing. In the meantime, we're just going to we're going to plod along here. And, I got to think real hard. Since I've been doing optimization and marketing what seems like forever, there's got to be a way to get into that list. Man, if you look at that list, though, some of those titles are horrendous. Not only that, but I'm getting a lot of foreign, and I know I'm sorry I keep looking off screen, but I'm getting a lot of foreign live streams for some reason. I don't speak other languages. Not that I have anything against that, but why would it feed me like a complete Korean or Spanish or Russian? There's a couple of Russian ones on here. Why would it feed me those live streams as though that's where my interests lie? Have they translated it and figured out it's something to do with vaping or woodworking or hunting or or video production or anything like that? I mean, this Good Morning, a mystical moment. That is all of the optimization that gal has done, and she's got several thousand subscribers, which is why she's getting a good deal of traffic on her live streams. I don't know. We'll just keep going. I'm number 2 on the live stream, live page. Oh, YouTube, you're killing me, man. You're absolutely killing me. I was on such a high Saturday, and now I can't break out there. And it's with the low subscriber count, it's going to take a while for the audience to build. Yeah, it's obviously looking at me and not going to show me. I'm gonna have to log in as a different person here and see what that does. And switch count. Oh, let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to log in as a different account, and we're going to go and look at the same thing here. All right, so page is refreshed. I am not in the featured, of course. I wouldn't expect to be in the featured. I mean, yeah, we're a small channel at the moment. I wouldn't expect that. And I would even say perhaps that live now wouldn't be a thing either. Now, I'm on this channel. I'm not subscribed to myself. I don't want to do that. So I'm just looking to see. I don't even know if I've watched any of my videos from that channel. Certainly none of my live streams. So I'm just looking around to see whether or not I'm even close to being part of the party here. All right, webcam live streams. Let's go there. I'm gonna pop that up again. All right. So okay. Yep. 16 videos. Not a one of them are me. Oh, wow. Wow. Well, what are you going to do? We're just going to have to keep moving along, folks. I'm just going to keep plugging. I'll go live as often as I can. I may not have anything to talk about specifically, no subject matter. I want to do that for my evening shows because I think it makes it good for future views. I really want to give back, some of my knowledge. If there's a subject matter that I'm really passionate about, I'll include it. I've got about 4 or 5 shows planned, and they're all around subject matter that I'm somewhat familiar with. But that helps out people later on if they ever want to watch these as they're uploaded post live, then they can watch them and perhaps glean some useful information from them. Oh, so what's in the news today? Or should we look at trending and just find out what's happening in the world of tubes? Let's do that, shall we? Why not? It's a Monday morning. We're 35 minutes in. We're just gonna check some stuff out. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm recommended on my other my other channel. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look right there, right there. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But I can't even, might have been a cookie dropped on my browser. I can't even go with that. It is, it is nice to see your thumbnail and lights, but I don't know that I believe that much. All right, let's go to trending and see what's going on. If I see one more PewDiePie and T series trending thing, I was gonna slash my throat. Okay. No, no, no. Really? Is making the smallest slime in the world is a trending thing? Oh, tomorrow I need your help. How are these algorithms? I now look, folks. I've been doing search engine optimization and search engine marketing optimization since about 99 2000. I already with some of the earlier search engines, the Alta Vistas and the like, as I was creating websites, I was also optimizing them, oftentimes without even knowing it. It was just following good practices, right? I literally created a 10 commandments of good design, and at least eight of those were tenets of search engine optimization that are true today. And I was beating out sites many times larger for keyword phrases that were highly sought after and very relevant to the content. So I know search engine optimizations. I like to think that I have a really good grasp on algorithms that actually serve some of these pages. Like we go to the trending page here, and yeah, a lot of this is going to be based on browsing history. I love the odd ones out. His animations are hilarious. He's such a young, talented kid. But I don't know why Stranger Things would be up there. I never watched that, and I watch a lot of auto videos, so I see that. But what? Okay, Unstoppable Cardi B. I don't even know who that is, and I never watch CBS Sunday Morning. Brooklyn Nine all action trailer. I don't know what that is. Yeah, see, none of these relate to me directly. So I would have to assume that they literally are trending, whether that's in their viewership is ramping up very sharply. Not sure, but it's so random that I couldn't tell you. Not only that, I mean, if it were based on views alone, then let's go back to that. Then the unstoppable Cardi B with only 475,000 views wouldn't beat out the Brooklyn All Nine trailer. They're both one day ago, and this one's got 1.4 million views. So what? Neither one of them appeals to me personally. I've not watched either one of those channels or programs or know anything about what it is. I wouldn't have typed it in as a search term, yet I'm being served that as trending. And we go through more of these, and it's just, yeah, I get that the viewership is high on all of these, all in the six figures, some in the seven. Good Lord. Marvel Studios Avengers official trailer, 59 million views in 3 days. Wow. I should change, start doing comic stuff. And I was never a big comic fan. You know, I grew up in the heyday of comics. And it just doesn't appeal to me. Never has. I didn't read a lot of comics when I was a kid. I was too busy racing motorcycles. And then later on doing other stuff that I can't say because my son might watch this channel. He's not 30 yet. He'll be 30 soon. Then he gets to hear some of the bad things that old Pop did. He's waiting with bated breath, believe me. I've already let some of them slip on, since he is 30, we've shared a beer or two. So whenever you do that, as you know from me already, I tend to talk more than I probably should. And that's partly the reason I started the channel, because sometimes I can yammer on about nothing for what seems like hours. And man, you get me on a subject that I'm really passionate about, forget it. I'm all over the place. All right, so I really want to talk about trending, but forgive me, none of this stuff is interesting. I think trending, I get it. Trending in the YouTube world is more based on popularity than actual subject matter. No problem, no problem. But it's not relevant to me. Now this other channel I've had for years, and I've searched on thousands different, or watched thousands of different videos. So you would think that it would serve even in the trending, if that's how this trending is algorithm is structured, it should be serving me things that are trending in my interest categories, because there are certainly several categories of interest. I mean, hell, a lot of times I'll just because I fall asleep to YouTube a lot, and I'll just be watching car crash videos. I don't know why that intrigues me so much, but I find myself watching a lot of car accident videos, and really it's because I'm an angry driver. I'm just road rage waiting to happen. I'll be behind, or I'll be watching people do stupid shit, and we're all stupid in traffic. I should save this for another show, but since we're all stupid at one point or another on the road, I don't even have any room to bitch and moan about it. But I get angry at drivers when they make stupid moves. So I like to watch those videos where it ends up in tragedy for a lot of people. I'm not talking about those that are deadly crashes. I'm just talking about fender benders, intersection, front end. Those head-ons are the worst, man. Oh yeah, people that slide out and end up smacking other people. That just blows me away. It's like, why would you do that? Oh, here's one. I dig Cinema Sins a lot, and here they've got Everything Wrong with the Quiet Place. That's just some funny shit. I end up watching those, and then even if I haven't seen the movie, but then when I watch the movie, I'm looking for those little parts that they highlight. It's kind of a sickness. But I've been doing video for so long, having been in broadcast since, I don't know, 88, 89. You tend to become a continuity expert, for lack of a better term. So whenever I watch a movie, whether I've seen it picked apart on CinemaSins or otherwise, I end up picking it apart. You just start noticing things, and some people just do that naturally. But for me, I just notice things when when it happens. The chain smokers from Victoria's Secret fashion show. Now, why would that be on there? It's probably the smoker part. I don't know. I've never looked up smoking videos. In fact, on that channel, I don't even know that I've surfed any vape channels. I have on another channel. But it's probably all browser cookie based. And that's why I'm not showing up even now under this channel. I mean, I do get under recommended, but that's under trending. Oh, well, what are you going to do? We're just going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going. You know what I should do? I should keep this up until I show up on the live stream. Is anyone in for a marathon? I don't have any editing to do until I get feedback from the last edit on the television show I did. It's just a local show for a local dentist, but he's one of the few in the country that does microscopic dentistry. And the more I work with him, the more fantastic that appears to be. So, all right, let's see. We're back to the live page. And I could go full screen with this, but I want to make sure that I don't miss any of the chats. Maybe try this. I'm all ears, Champworks Garage. I am all ears. Okay. Holy crap. I'm reading his chat. You'll be able to see this you may not be able to see it in the replay because sometimes I don't allow I don't allow the replay. So he says, go to the Creator Studio, click live stream tab, and then click events. Click your live stream that you're currently live for, and then click live control room. Let's all right, I got no problem with that. This will take some fancy footwork since I have the live stream up, but I got to watch the chats as well. So he says, go to, what is that? Oh, uploaded. Okay. Oh, I got to unsubscribe from that. Okay, let's go to my channel. News and politics? That shouldn't be right. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Now this is another stupid thing. I'm going to try to show you this. I'll go straight to my page here. Nope, that didn't do it. Google Chrome 2. Oh, they all have my capture. We'll just go to display 2. We'll show the whole family here. Okay. So here we are on my page. Oh, did I just I did. The universe just collapsed on itself. All right, so here I've placed a category of live now. And now you can see my mouse. So that I'll show up on my own page when I'm live. And they do that anyway. Now why, YouTube, why would you have the ability to do that when it happens naturally? Okay, so I'm going to change that. Good Lord. Good Lord. We gotta figure some of this out. All right. News and politics. Let me go back to the live stream here. Why is that news and politics? Oh, you know why it's news and politics? Because I chose that when I did my George W. Bush, H.W. Bush show. What if I put it in entertainment? Will that change things? Let me know, Champworks, if you see a change. I just changed that. I want to see if it changes real time. You'll probably have to do a refresh. All right, so where was I? I was trying to do Click the events. Is that what I just did? No, that was category. So he says, go to the Creator Studio. Tab, click events. Okay. YouTube Studio. Yes, folks, this is happening live. This is happening live. I'm trying to spruce up my live stream here and see if we can't get some more traffic. So, okay. Events. Where do you see events? It has. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Champworks Garage says it has. We have changed to entertainment. And you know that some of this might be my very problem, in that you know 2 weeks in, I'm relatively new at this. This is not how I make a living, of course. So I'm learning as I go. I've done just a crap ton of live streams to Facebook, and I plan on doing duels again, but for some reason Facebook won't allow me to hold a stream, a standard stream open like YouTube does. So I can't stream. Well, it will. Let me take that back. It will, but it won't let me stream to another live stream source the same time I'm streaming to that one. And I'm like, WTF, Facebook? Why would that be? Yeah, okay. Yep. So I changed the category, and that may help. We'll find out. We will find out. So here we are back on the live page. But you know, that's the funny part. They don't have a category for any of these. So now that I'm looking at the live page again, and of course, wait, yeah, I'm looking at it under another channel. They don't have an entertainment section. I mean, they literally have animals, and I don't even know if that's a category. Let's go back to the live stream, and let's change the category to, yeah, pets and animals. They have pets and animals, sports, travel, events. See, each one of these categories should be listed on the live page, in my opinion. But I don't see an education. I don't see a how-to and style. I guess I see news, but not news and politics. And let me know in the comments below, is the live channel, and we've seen it. It's this guy right here. I'll get to the top of the page and bring it up for you. Is this page owned by YouTube? Is it a YouTube property? You know, this blows me away, because it doesn't hold the live direct URL. Well, of course, I'm on this one. I'm logged in as the video call-in show. Nope, and I'm literally watching the universe collapse on itself when I do that, because I'm just sharing this whole other screen, and of course that's also the screen that I have my Zoom guests called up on. They have the ability to jump in. So, stream health has been pretty good. And I'm public. And I've got the morning show test. I'm going to change my title and see if that changes real time. How about join us now? Let's try that. See if that changes real time. Let's see if I go to recommended on YouTube and I am there. Refresh. Nope, it didn't update that. It didn't update that immediately. At least not for my other channel. So that is what it is. Champworks, we're going to have to get you on sometime. Just to sit and chat about things just like this. Even if you only want to come in audio, that'd be great. Because you don't have to come in video. I'm going to refresh this one more time. See if it's funny to watch that background. I'm literally creating a vortex for potential Zoom viewers. Oh, look, it did. Look, now we're changed up. So it changed my, and of course, you know, it's kind of screwed because, I tell you what, let me, if I can't even go into recommended. So that's fun. All right, so you know it's all about titles. When you think of it, it's really always been about titles. Even to this day, people don't get that. You can visit a website. You can look at the top of your browser and it'll say home because that used to be the standard. Anytime someone went to your home page, because that used to be the thing, they home was your title for that page. The metadata said home, and of course, it didn't take people long at all to figure out that. Well, that's not bringing any viewers. Oh, the sweet nectar. So, well, that's not bringing any viewers. And my whole thing was, and again, this is before search engine optimization was even a thing. My whole thing was tell people what it is that's on that page before they even get there. One of my more popular mantras was, and this is back in the day, you've got 66 characters to make an impression, so make it. And home is not an impression that you want to leave somebody with. Okay, so I'm recommended in on my other channel, or I should say that Video Call-In Show is recommended on one of my other channels feeds, and that's cool. It's recommended on Champworks Garage. That's cool. But I just know, and what is it with all this TikTok stuff? Anyway, I just know that other people aren't getting that same thing. Perhaps my subscribers are. I would imagine that Champworks, being a subscriber, he would see it as well as all the other subscribers. But you know, not having that, the ability to go any further than that is tough. So, yeah, I must have hit that at one time. Okay. All right, so here we are. It's still Monday morning. Still, well, I'm sorry. It's Monday afternoon. 12:15 Eastern Standard Time, p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we've been going for about an hour here, and like I said, I'm in the middle of editing, so I'm just gonna sit back and yammer on until YouTube throws me up higher on the food chain. At one time, this was really strange. I was doing a test where I was having people on and making sure that the system worked smoothly, and I didn't even list it, and I had 19 friggin' viewers within an hour, and I know that's a relatively small number, but we were unheard of. Had 0 subscribers. And there was 19 people that happened to view us live, and I'm like, wow, that's one of the reasons I got all excited about this, because I saw the potential, or I thought I saw the potential. We'll know soon enough, but I'm not ready to throw in the towel when a rather large YouTuber takes notice and says, "Hey, that sounds like a really great idea." I'm in, baby. I'm in. I know it's got potential. I know that people will eventually jump in and have a good time with us. So, in the meantime, though, you just get to hear me talk. But I can't do it without you. I've said this 100 times before. I can't do it without you. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification, just like the little video vignette is telling you, so that we can get you on live. All right. Yeah, you don't want to miss any of the shows. Let me. For some reason, I've lost my Google Chrome desktop capture. I don't know why that is. Oh well, we'll just go with 2. See, I can throw this up. And we want to stand by. Let's see. Layer 2, layer 3, maybe? Nope. Layer 1. There it is. All right, so I can place the desktop capture in there. Although I'd probably have to squeeze it down. I'm not going to do that right now. That's fine. We'll just hang out with that. And you can hang out with me during this this mini marathon of video call-in show. Oh, you know what? I didn't finish what you were talking about, Champworks Garage. Let me. I think I minimized that guy. Yeah. Okay. Let me do exactly what you were talking about. You said go to the Creator Studio and click the Live Stream tab. You using the beta on that? Because when I go to the live stream, I don't get that. Let's see. I can go to videos. I can go to live. And of course it's going to show that I'm live streaming now. Yep, live streaming now. Oh, I've had 4 views, 2 live viewers. Oh, what are you saying here? You say live stream tab? Okay. Click the events. I don't see the events, my friend. I do not see the events. Maybe I'm not looking at the right place. Maybe I'm not looking at the right place. So, help me. Help me. You know, the one other downside to this is that the longer I'm on, the the less the viewer retention I'm going to have. I get that until I start having some guests on the show and some compelling content. That's why some of them I've tried to do kind of shorter live stream videos. That way, as they're uploaded by YouTube after they're recorded. It's a little bit more palatable, a little bit more consumable. But this one, I don't care. I'm just going to hang out and try different things until until we find something that clicks here. Yeah, so Champworks, I think you're still there. Does it tell me what's... Yeah, see, I can't even see who's watching. There might be a way to do that, but I don't know how to do that just yet. Oh, check this out. Let's, I'm a little afraid to do that. See, I haven't let my family and friends know that that I'm a live streamer, that I'm a YouTuber. I really want to build an audience before that happens. So, and I know they can be my audience. But add stream info. Nope, already done that. Set up a Kodi software. Well, we know that's set up. Optional features. I'm not worried about latency. Not going to monetize it. Of course, I can't yet. And go live. Well, that didn't help. You are, if you watch this later, you'll know that This is an experiment. Oh, I don't care about the new live tracks. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not getting it. Jampworks Garage, I'm not getting it. I wonder if you're using Creator Studio Classic. Let's go there. See if other. You don't need to know. You don't need to know. I'm just trying something different, YouTube. Okay. And he says, click on the live stream tab. All right, live stream. See what this gets me. And of course, it's going to say that I'm live. Events, there it is. Okay, so you are using Classic. I get it. All right, now. And it says, what does he say? Click the live stream that you were currently live for, and then click Live Control Room. Well, I'll click my live stream. Currently live for, and then click Live Control. I got to kill the audio on that because now I'm really screwing with the universe. Maybe that's not what. I'm going back. Okay. Actions maybe. So when you say click it, I don't want to go to live dashboard. View, upcoming, completed. I'm on the events tab. Yeah, sorry folks. I know this is going to drag a little bit, but bear with me. I am literally just trying some new things. I want more traction. So I've got to go through the trials and tribulations. All right, it's public. Live control room. Yeah, you mean the live dashboard? Yeah. Been there. Changed the category. That worked. So I am. My category is now entertainment. So, yeah, didn't seem to help though. Because how long ago did I do that? I did that probably 20 minutes ago, and it really didn't create any traffic. So let's look back at my other channel. I need to sign in yet as a different channel and see. Well, now I'm third, but I do have 3 watching. Thanks for joining us, folks. Well, that escalated quickly. Okay, so let's switch account. Oh, no subscribers. And I'm not subscribed. So, all right, so here we are on yet another channel that I have. And this would be, for lack of a better term, this would be a channel that would be my personal channel. You know, it's my full name, and I'm not using it for anything but general surfing. So now I'm looking at some videos that I've seen before. The recommended's got the odd ones out. I've already mentioned them. He's a funny kid. When I say kid, he's tags. Oh yeah, I didn't put any tags in there, and I do have. Well, it doesn't actually. Let me see. It doesn't actually give you the option to enter tags prior to going live. So that's a bummer. I don't even know where you would do that in your live stream. So okay, where was I? All right, so yeah, odd ones out. When I say kid, I'm talking about 20s. That's to me that's a kid. Apparently this Jaden, I think, is a friend, or I don't think it's a sister. His sister's name's Faith. I know far too much about Odd One Out, but he lets it all hang out there whenever he goes, whenever he uploads video. It's mostly about his life and times. I don't know why this gal's up here. I don't think I've ever watched her stuff. And I know you're not seeing this, and you're listening to me surf, but I think it has a lot to do with some of the videos that I have watched, that those people have been watching or recommending, upvoting, for lack of a better term, and I'm getting some of that thinking, and I get where the algorithm's going there. It's saying, okay, well, if you like this channel and they like that channel, chances are you may like that channel. So I get why it's doing that. Yeah, Champ Works Garage. Thanks for all the tips, but I can't find where on my live stream I can add tags. I can after the fact, but it won't allow me to prior to that, I don't believe. And again, I'm more of a Facebook live streamer than I am YouTube, although I'm learning a shit ton about YouTube. Yep, and here we are. I'm looking through all of this is on a different channel that I don't think I've ever surfed to the video calling show before. So it doesn't even recognize the fact that that I'm live on this channel. So that speaks, well, it doesn't speak volumes, but it speaks enough. And I can't find any live. So if I go to the live channel, let's just do that. And I think I got there last time by typing in live now, and it comes up as a channel. Yep, there it is. All right, so let's go live now. And again, this is a channel I have not. Oh, really? That first video I was telling you about that I had 19 just out of the blue on a test that was unlisted. Well, maybe it was listed, but I didn't think it was. Studio dashboard live tab, hover. Hang on, Champworks Garage. I'm going to give it a shot, man. I'll try anything 4 times. All right, where is that at? Okay, here we are, live. Nope, this is the other channel. This is the other channel. And that's Firefox. Okay. Well, that's funny. I must close that one out. Let me try this. New tab. Studio dashboard live. Okay. Oh, vidIQ is live. That's funny. I am subscribed to vidIQ. Though I think I'm going to go with TubeBuddy. They sent me an offer to like a lifetime pro subscription, which is second up from free for like $40, and it's lifetime. Excuse me, get you a bit more than the free does. It's not near as robust as the top 2 tiers, but it is something. Okay. Studio dashboard. We are at the studio dashboard. And no, we're not. Let's get there. Let's get there, shall we? Now again, I'm using the beta version of the YouTube Studio. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. If I can't find that, I'll let you know. All right, so he says go to Studio Dashboard, Live tab. Yeah, so you're still using Creator Classic, and now I've got to tell them. I don't have to tell them why I'm using the. I want to use the Classic, but we all know it's because Champworks Garage told me to. So. I gotta break this out so I can use it. Oh, you're using the beta now. Okay. Yeah, the beta is pretty cool. The one thing I like about the beta is that you can actually go in and, on a live stream, one of the most difficult things is hitting it right at the head of, when the live stream starts for you is about 15 seconds before it actually goes live. But there's also a bit of play in between, or when the live stream is trying to hook up, right? So they're trying to handshake, and that handshake is the dead time. So what I do is I have, I'm telling you what you already know. I have my a still up, and I'll hold that still until I see it in the actual live stream. That way I know for a fact that I'm live. I'll cut to me, I'll do a small teaser, then I go right into the intro, and then I go into the show. But the studio allows me to go back in after the show is processed by YouTube and uploaded as a video. Then I can go back in and I can cut out that dead spot, that dead space up front. You know, that nothing but sitting on slide, and I can go straight to me with my cool teasers because they are flipping cool. Just trying to grab attention. make sure that make sure I tell what people what they're likely to get when they jump on the stream, or as they're watching the video later, and the beta works out really well. My last set of instructions started from the beta dashboard. Okay, so now I got to go back. Great. Yeah. The thing about that is that you've got to like start all over. Otherwise, it thinks you want to remain in the beta. All right, so now I'm back here. If I go to I'm going to break this out. Hang on. Breaking it out. I'm actually bring it over here so I can actually do two things at once. So I go to my channel. And now I got to change that homepage. I was really excited about that live now. I just thought, oh, that's cool. Little did I know that it would show up again. So that's all right. That's all right. All right, so here I am, YouTube Studio Beta. Studio dashboard. Okay, I'm on the studio dashboard. And he says live tab. Now, where do you see the live tab on the studio dashboard page? I don't see any live tab. You lost me. Dashboard, videos. Oh, okay, so I go to videos first. And then, of course, the live tab. That tab I know. Very familiar with that tab. Okay. And then you say, hover over current live stream. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just click on the live logo or oh, okay. Well, that's funny. Now, why wouldn't it do that otherwise? Now, I've got some can tags that I can throw in there, which are all about the show. And since I don't have a specific subject matter for this show, I'm just going to throw them all in there, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for the tip, Champworks. Bam, bam. Okay, they're all in there. Now, I've done a little bit of keyword research on these. Save it. So, wow, that's funny. Why wouldn't they let you do that on the live page? See, this is another UI UX question, which I've done, heavily vested in UI UX, which is user interface, user experience. And when you make things difficult for even what I would consider the knowledgeable, then you have really made it difficult for those people who are not knowledgeable. And I know it takes time to learn interfaces in some cases, especially one as what I would consider as complicated as a live stream destination site. But it also seems to me that on the live dashboard, that should be an option, because here I look at the options themselves as enable DVR, make archive unlisted, normal latency. I've got mine low, and then I've got cards. Maybe it's the advanced settings. No, those are all the others. There's my category though. You know what? I'm gonna make statistics. I've been pulling off that. I don't know why, but I've held off on those. Allow comments, sort by I want newest first. Why would anyone want top comment? Well, okay. I guess that's after the recording. So we'll keep it on top comments. Bear with me, folks. All right, still, I think it's still just you and me. But let's see. Promote through cards. Promote on my channel page when event is live. Of course. Yeah, I curse, but I don't think there's any need for age restriction. Standard YouTube license. Enable live chat. Oh, slow mode. That's funny. Okay, basic info. Well, there it is. There it is. It's on the advanced tab. When you're in your live dashboard, you got to go down to advanced settings and then click on the basic info. That's where you can alter your title. I'm gonna save changes. That's where you can alter the description for the live stream. Make it. What is that? Huh. I don't know. And you can add in your tags. Maybe. Can you? Yeah. Yep. Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? All right. So now we're all tagged up. Now we're all. I'm going to change my title. It was falling off. All right. We're just. Yeah, we'll leave that. Yep. We're going to leave it that way. Yep. Cool. All right. Now we're just going to continue to move on. And we could thanks for your help, Chantworks. Yeah, you missed a step, but you know the funny part about it is it was right in front of me the whole time, and I should, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show people how to do that. Here we are, making the universe crumble. But here's where I found it. This is the live dashboard, and see, it's even showing me this is a live stream within a live stream. How often does that happen? But here you got your basic info. Well, here's where I started in the basic info, and this allows you to change your title, to update your description box, choose your category, even schedule another live stream, and whether or not you make it public, unlisted, or private. But this little button right here, Advanced Settings, takes us, and it opens up in a new window, which is great. I already have one open, so let me close that. But here's where you get to, on the basic info, here's where you get to do exactly what Champworks Garage was telling us, and that is enter in your tags. And you can even add a message. I should add a message. See, now look at this. Also share on Twitter, and it's not allowing me to. But my Twitter account is hooked up to my my account here. And then, of course, you have all these wonderful things in the advanced settings category. So there you have it. Now you know. Now we know. Oh yeah. Yep. How fun. How fun. Now, like I said, it's still about a 15-second delay. And that's okay. I'm used to that. I mean, it's not quite as harsh as it is on actually on YouTube as it is on Facebook. Facebook doesn't have that. Well, it does have close to that, and it varies too, which is really weird. But it does vary quite a bit. This platform has probably been the most consistent in delay, and I haven't timed it yet. But I just now put down my coffee in my live stream video as I'm watching it. So you could actually do the math. If you watched me do it live, and then when I told you I put my coffee down, you could actually count up the seconds. I haven't done it. It doesn't matter to me really. Got another watcher? Welcome, watcher. I appreciate that. This is the video call-in show, the show that invites anyone to come on, either audio or video, at any time to talk about whatever you want to. This morning, we're doing a morning show test. Now, I know it's afternoon, but we've been on for about an hour and a half. I thought I would do two things. One, do a live stream marathon, mini marathon. I'm only going to stay on for a bit longer, but I wanted to see if there were some some things I could do to increase my visibility on the live page. Yeah, that I know. I am in actually low latency mode, node tone. But do you think that would up my visibility on, say, like the live page or elsewhere? I know I'm going to come up recommended for those folks that have subscribed to me. And thanks for joining us, by the way. I appreciate it, and for your comment. But I don't know if that would help my visibility. I would hope that it would. Let's look at the latency. At the moment, I am low latency. Yeah, and it doesn't actually disable a DVR, the low latency mode. Maybe one of the other, maybe ultra low, but I don't know if that would help. I don't know if that would help visibility at all. So yeah, my DVR is enabled, and I'm in low latency. Here, I'll show you it. I'll show you real time. You can see it right here, and enable was checked. So I don't know. Don't you love that? I'm actually, when I go to that second screen, I've also got my Zoom screen up in the background, so it sees it, and then it has that feedback. Funny story. When I was in broadcast, I had a buddy who was a technical director, but he also liked to create his own videos. He was a TCOM graduate, and he used to take that feedback from low or no signal and create these wonderful fractals. Guy's name was Dave Mason. Dave, if you ever watch this video, man, let me know if you're still doing that. That was some awesome stuff. Oh, okay, so it is ultra low. All right, thanks, Node Tone. But again, do you think you don't think I can't imagine why that would up visibility though? Exposure. I'm not herky jerky when you're watching me, am I? Thank you. Got to get you on the show, man. You can actually go to zoom.us and click on the join a meeting button, and then join just audio if you ever want to just talk about things. Hell, let's talk about video live, YouTube live streaming. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. As long as you're happy with me just rambling on about nothing. Yeah, that's a great question, Champworks Garage. Let's find out how. I'm interested to find out how anyone found this channel, because that only helps me in my future efforts to get the word out and get more people involved, and so we can have some fun with this. I'm ready to talk to some folks. I can't wait till Nick actually picks up one of my live streams and jumps on. As I definitely have some. Oh, you did? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that was a great show, was it not? I had so much fun. Of course, I'm going to have fun because for some reason, in my inane ramblings in the chat stream, he picked up on a lot of my questions, which was fantastic. And then of course he really loves this idea, and of course I'm scared to death he's going to try to take it. The reason I started this was because you see the split screen that I've put together. Now, I've done this for a lot of clients. Actually, most of them they want to be live on Facebook, which is great because they've already got a subscriber base or friends and family and business acquaintances. So they want to go on live stream on Facebook. And what I'll do is I'll facilitate a conversation between people with a complete interface that is dedicated to their brand. And oh, okay, cool, yeah, I'll be looking for you. That'd be great. But yeah, I'd set it up with their entire brand, and then I would bring in people from different parts of the world for them to talk to. Usually it's a host, and then they've got other guests that want to come on, and sometimes two or three, and then they'll just talk which is fun. It's absolutely fun. So I thought, why not do this for myself and for others that don't get to be asked to come on and chat, right? Some people some people are looking for that exposure, especially if they've got something they want to promote. And I thought, you know, if I opened it up to anyone who wanted to come on and talk about whatever it is that they wanted to talk about, it only helps both of us, right? I like to yammer, obviously. Talking for an hour and a half straight here. You know, you can use the mic on your PC, no tone, as long as you're using headphones or earbuds, and even sometimes a microphone on earbuds. But just know that a lot of times those microphones on earbuds will cause some noise. Still, it doesn't matter to me. You can use one that if you'd like, but use headphones because if you're using the speakers from your laptop or your PC, we're going to get some feedback. I mean, that's just kind of a given. So yeah, that show Saturday with Nick Nimmons was just a blast for me. I can't tell you how much fun that was. Well, any more than I already have, right? They're great guys. They really help out a whole lot of small channels. In fact, most of that show was devoted to critiquing, channels. They concentrated on those people who did the super chats, which I guess you pay every. See, I got a lot to learn about super chats as well, but apparently you throw some money their way and it bumps you up. Whoops, sorry about that. And and that was and that's cool because they talk about your channel art and how you might be able to improve that. They talk about your thumbnails. Most of these things I already knew, and so people had graphics questions. And since I'd done graphics for years, I thought, I'll chime in. Well, they started noticing my chat, my messages, and that was cool. Of course, I had some questions for them too. One of the questions, ironically enough, was, "What, how do you get more visibility when you go live?" And I think because it's so relatively new, I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 years. In this term, that's a lifetime, but it's still new. I mean, I still have to explain to people, my clients, since I do a lot of video production work and live streaming for them. I'll take my entire studio, what I call a pop-up studio. I'll go on location, say for an event, corporate, you know, well, any kind of event. Think of a VidCon event where they've got a panel of people talking, and all set up, and I'll live stream the entire thing or whatever they want to live stream. So I get that, but a lot of people that I talk to, they still don't see the value to that, and that just blows me away. Just blows me away. And No Tone, if you try to jump on, which I think you did, yes. Hello, No Tone. Hang on just a minute. I'll unmute you. Actually, you should be. There we go. Can you hear me, No Tone? This is actually the first time. Did you get your mic set up? I see your microphone up there. You are unmuted, and I've got you in. Let me. Oh, okay. My bad. Can you hear me?
Testing.
No Tone.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can. How are you, my man?
I'm good. I do hear an echo. I do hear an echo. Myself playing back.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Let me try to fix that. So we didn't have that in testing. Go ahead and give me a shout here.
Testing.
Okay. Yeah.
No echo.
Yep.
No echo.
Well. Oh, okay. How about now? Go ahead.
There. Yeah.
Now it's gone.
Testing.
Is it gone now?
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, I don't hear it.
Oh, awesome. And I actually see your audio on the meter, so I know we're getting out. Let me go back and make sure that So, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How about you?
I couldn't be better at this moment. I am so happy to have you on. So you got to watch that Nick Nimmin show, right? Did
Yeah,
you see that, or
I
did you catch it afterwards?
I didn't. So I was kind of flipping through. I was watching his stream. I do watch a lot of live streams. And I like what he has to say as it relates to like information about YouTube channels and whatnot. But I actually found him through a channel called Live Streaming Pros. I don't know if you've ever seen that channel, but they give tips on live streaming specifically on like
Mm-hmm.
different tiers of software and how to grow your channel and grow your views. So I would definitely suggest checking them out. But yeah, it was a good show. I subbed to his
Yeah,
channel. I like
really.
kind of go through and look at his videos, and that's how I found your
Oh,
channel. I saw
awesome.
you chatting.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Live streaming pros. I am making note of that right now. I and I may
Yeah,
have already seen
there are
them,
a
but
couple of channels with you.
yeah, I may have already seen them, but
And you'll
oh
be
god,
fine.
I've hit so many of them recently. It's not even funny. So,
Yeah.
but I'm always open to find
Um,
new tips for exposure. I don't know how long you've been listening, but one of the reasons I started this channel was to actually give guys like me, and I don't know about you. I haven't visited your properties, but more exposure that they wouldn't normally have, because not everybody's got interviewers beating down their door, right?
yeah, for sure. Um, and it's interesting. I think it's a great platform. I think this idea of taking live callers. I mean, it's really like reinventing terrestrial radio with like live caller, live audio callers and things like that. So doing videos are really cool, and I like the fact that you're doing the audio version. And I think, just keep doing it. And I don't want to be like somebody that just gives advice, but I do view like a lot of live streams on YouTube, on Twitch. I understand this market, and I think it's really good. I think if you get interesting guests, that's going to get your exposure up there. Just like you said, getting maybe like connecting with other YouTube personalities and say, hey, maybe like more of a podcast format, and then after the fact say, oh, bring on guests that want to ask questions and stuff like that. I think that could really boost engagement. The word, people that have their own followings on YouTube specifically, though, it's hard to get discovered because you get lost in just they don't have like a live really a robust live section, so it's
No, they
difficult.
don't. Yeah, yeah, it really is. As I'm finding out, obviously, and my goal is to actually do a whole lot more live streaming on other platforms as well. It's just that
Nice.
this one in particular, I found that there's a whole lot of people that need more exposure. So I thought, well, let's try this out on YouTube first. No, but that's great
So
advice,
what
though.
other platforms have you thought about trying?
Well, Facebook, obviously, because there's a lot of people who are hungry for entertainment. Although I'm not a huge Facebook fan, I know it very well.
Yeah.
When you've got your tribe to broadcast to, then they're usually pretty receptive to whatever content you're putting out. But I haven't considered too many other platforms just yet, or destinations just yet. Would you suggest Twitch as a potential here?
I think Twitch is really interesting, and I go on there a lot, and I've really seen the changes over the past couple of years. And so basically, Twitch, they were an offshoot of Justin TV, and then they
Hmm.
focused entirely on gaming. They really couldn't create non-gaming content, and then they introduced the creative categories. Some of those little fringe gaming talk shows and stuff, but it had to be gaming related. And then
Hmm.
2 years ago, they opened up IRL, which was just anything goes. And then so now they've
Mm.
changed it to they got rid of IRL and they put them into sections, and you can see like where all the focus is really going, and that's the just chatting category. And I think it really would help uh, because just looking at your channel, the quality is top notch, the branding is top notch. I love the logo you have there, the little watermark, and the
Thank
marquee
you.
scrolling and the meeting ID. So I think you would get some interesting people. The the thing is with Twitch is it's a much younger demographic. There's a lot of
Yeah.
trolls on Twitch that taking live viewers, you're going to get people that are going to try to mess with you, that are going to catch
Oh
your channel,
yeah.
especially if you grow more. So you're going to have to, you know, do a little more screening on who the people are that you're going to bring. But if there are people
Hmm.
that have their own YouTube, their own Twitch channel, and they're more prominent in that community, or they, maybe you have some like, hey, I don't know, like a second screen that you can say, hey, can I see what you look like first or something? I don't know. And then, but then that
Well,
gets
I do.
people, then that
Yeah,
gets
I do
people
actually.
excited. You're like, oh, he won't take me on his show, and they get all crazy. So I think it's a great platform for exposure. It's wonderful, but it has its pros and its cons for sure. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
have you
and
checked
I've
out
thought about that.
looked at it?
A Twitch? No, no, because of what you said earlier. Even in my mind, the perception is it's more for gaming than anything else. But you say it's changed in the last couple of years. I might have to do that. And yes,
Yeah, check out.
on the
Sorry about
go
that.
ahead. No, that's all right.
No, no, no. Keep going. What were you saying?
Oh, what I was going to say was that yeah, I've thought about the risks, right? Because there's always that risk that somebody's going to come on and make an ass out of themselves, and by extension me. Trolls going to be trolls, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I had my first troll about a week ago where it was hilarious. I didn't read through his entire comment, so I wasn't even aware he was a troll, and he's just like, "Oh, you bro, I'm a troll." And
Yeah.
whenever you get a troll to admit that they're a troll, I think you've kind of won.
Yeah,
But
exactly. The goal is to ignore them, and I think
oh
it's
yeah,
because live streaming is like that's the one downside with. I mean, it has a million upsides, but the one of the big downsides is that the trolls gravitate towards live streaming because they get an instant reaction. It's like you troll, you can see their face, so
yep.
that's why they do
Well,
it.
I always
Yeah,
have my
I mean, some
I
are
always
pretty
have my finger
funny.
when it.
Like, some are
I'm looking forward to some of them, right?
fun.
Because
Yeah,
I think it could be
yeah.
good content. It's when they're going to try to get me kicked off, by showing some nudity or something. But that's one of those things where I don't think I would let them on unless I could see their face. And as soon as I see their face and it gets on the screen, like in my split here, then I would know, right? It's like, okay, now we've got their face, and if you're gonna like suddenly do something that way, well, then it's on you. I have plenty of recourse there.
Yeah, totally. Um,
So
I think it's great though, and I think Zoom. One thing that I would suggest is to put the link in the description of your YouTube channel for your Zoom, just so people, because I really haven't joined too many Zoom meetings. I've used other video
hmm
conferencing, so for me it's a little more confusing. I had to go on Zoom, and it was a process. It's like join meeting, and then launch in your browser or download something. So
that's a
is
great.
there a way to embed just a link?
There is. And I'll have to actually do some research to see if I can actually embed the link to the meeting itself. And I should be able to because it's not only app based but it's also web based. So I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, I'm all about making it easier for folks, which is why I have so much garbage at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go overboard.
So when you
What's that?
Yeah, but it looks good though. It looks good. I like the way
Well,
it
thank you
looks. I
so
think
much.
you have the channels, and then on your YouTube description you have that as well for your Facebook, Twitter. Oh, you even put your Reddit on there. Yeah, Reddit's a great platform for growing live streams. There's a couple all different sections on there that if you,
Hmm.
you know, if you create, the more you create live content, depending on how you distribute it, if that's kind of what your goal is whether just to have one channel with all your, VODs, so people can go back and rewatch. But a good suggestion for growth is, and especially with this type of content, is like, taking different clips and then spreading them on Reddit, spreading them on your Twitter. Reddit has a section called live stream fails, which is, primarily Twitch content, but it's
I already have content for that
it's
channel.
just fails. Yeah,
Yeah, I've already got a
well,
couple.
no,
I got a couple I
nothing
could throw in
unfortunate,
there right away.
but you will. Yeah, you will eventually, depending on what it is that happens, and especially if you have guests on and what the content is, they might create the fail. Like they might do something stupid or whatnot, depending on what type of demographic you kind of promote or that you're seeking. If you're on Twitch, you're definitely going to get some people that are going to do some wacky stuff. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh yeah. And it's funny you say that because it was this was kind of a an experiment into a realm that hadn't been what I thought hadn't been touched yet. And of course, we've all seen the celestial radio call-in shows, but my whole thing was, well, let's try something a little bit different and know that the content will create itself, right? So when I get more guests on, that's where the fun happens, and that's where the interest lies. Really excited about it too.
yeah, I wonder. Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, user generated content is huge. When I listen to talk radio, I'm a kind of big sports guy. I live in New England,
Hmm.
so sports talk radio is a big thing here. And if it was just the hosts, I would probably listen, but I wouldn't listen as long as I would if they had didn't have callers. Like the callers really make the content because they drive the discussion, and they also drive their personalities and kind of what they bring to the table. It's like they're an extension of the content. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree,
and
and that's why when I saw your channel, I thought it was really interesting looking at the name, because I have a startup. I'm not going to plug it, just because I
no,
try
no,
not
by
to
all means,
associate.
plug it, man. Plug it. In fact, if you
No,
wanted to send
yeah,
me a link, I'll make sure
yeah, I know.
I
I would
include that in the description.
under a different, under a different, a different circumstance. I definitely would. It's something that I try not
Okay,
to. I try to keep like internet and that stuff separate. Like
sure.
just because of trolls and whatnot. I try not to mix that stuff. Um, but yeah,
I
it's
get that.
yeah. I mean, when I saw your username, I just know that this content has a lot of like potential for growth, and to see somebody like you, make your channel based on video calling, I think just the name alone will get people to be interested. Um, and so, what different strategies have you like written down? Like, what are your kind of goals? Like, how new are you in like the whole like learning process of what to do?
Well, I've only been streaming live on YouTube for about 3 weeks, and that's personally. It's not even been 3 weeks, I don't think. I've done personally. You'll probably want to watch some of my earlier videos because I go into that in really great detail. In that, I was always that guy that never wanted my face, out front and on the camera. And this was also an experiment to have me break out of that shell, right? It's not like I don't like to talk or
Yeah.
anything, but I was just, nah, I would, it was almost a fear, really, because, once you open yourself up, especially, your face and oftentimes your name, and I'll probably go all out when this thing gets fully popular. But that was like I said, that was one of the reasons I decided to do it. The strategies that I've had since I'm only about 2 weeks old have been kind of my wheelhouse strategies, right? I've been doing SEO and SEM forever, and I haven't yet marketed this channel on in the SEM realm, but I'm doing what I can because this isn't my profession on SEO whenever I get a chance, right? Right now, it's more about getting more people on like you, and then doing some of those things like hanging out on Nick's and other channels to really just kind of help people. I wasn't there to promote myself. I was literally just trying to help some folks like at graphics and that sort of thing. It just so
Yeah.
happened that it worked out well. Yeah. So being that it's a hobby, I haven't thrown a whole lot at this. Reddit for me has been kind of a black hole. I try to join and be part of that community, not just be a, here, look at my videos, look at my videos, look at my videos, like you see so many people do. I was
Yeah.
trying to help people out there too. And but that's kind of my thing is if I'm going to get involved in something like that, it's not so much to promote me. If that happens as a side benefit, beautiful. But I'm really there to kind of help people out in whatever they need help with. I don't know if that answered your question, but
No. Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think, you know, it's just going to help, the fact that you're not considered, like in some of these communities, there's a lot of people, especially in live streaming, just really trying to find that edge because there is a lot of money to be made in live streaming. Um,
hmm
I know that if you go on Twitch, you can kind of look at the numbers. If you Google, different Twitch related metrics, there's a site called Streamlabs that
hmm
releases like quarterly information. They do long blog posts detailing, how much money has been going through each site. So there is a lot of
hmm
money to be made. So with live streaming, there's just a lot of people aggressively promoting their stuff, whereas on what you're doing, I think is the best way. So, what Reddit communities have you? What Reddit communities are you a part of that you give back to?
well, obviously just the YouTube, right?
Okay.
Some of the graphics. I don't have the channels called up, but some of the graphics channels or subs, and but and of course the standard ones because when I started out, I heard a whole bunch about you post a video up there and you'll get a good audience because people are looking for new videos. So I'm also in the shameless plug sub, and really there's no conversation happening there. People are just throwing their videos out, and that was the black hole. That one and promote, YouTube promote because that was the original idea was to try to promote kind of passively. And then I thought, no, if I'm going to do this right, I got to start helping people. And that's when I got involved in YouTube, which is just the straight YouTube. They don't allow you to promote in there, and that's cool. I'll answer questions as much as I possibly can. And of course, hopefully, because my username is also a video call-in show, that it will generate, a listener base or a viewer base. So it hasn't
Yeah, that's
because
an
it was kind of a.
interesting.
Oh yeah, please do. If because I wasn't getting a whole lot of answers on some of the things that I was, questions I was posing or solutions that I was posting, then I kind of thought, well, I just got to walk away from this for a while. I got to put food on the table as well. So
Yeah,
it's been a short
YouTube's.
lived.
I'm looking at that Reddit right now. I've never actually been to our YouTube. Um,
Yep,
oh
or
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, really, for sure. I think
Yeah,
there are definitely some other ones that I could suggest. And like, you seem like an audio guy. Have you ever like done podcasts or anything before?
actually, I produced a whole lot of podcasts. I built a studio here in downtown
Oh, okay.
Indianapolis that was one of the, and this is tooting my own horn, but was one of the finest and probably still is audio studios around. We converted it into a video studio as well. In fact, I've got sound panels all the way up around the perimeter, and they're all backlit with LED lights, so I can change the color of each individual one. Or that was the whole idea. There was to make it different for each client that wanted to come in. It wouldn't look like the same studio.
That's cool.
So I did a lot. I constructed that from scratch, and I'm an electrical engineer from way back. So I also did all the wiring.
Okay.
I'm a handyman, so I did a lot of the
Wow.
construction as well. And it's fully insulated walls, double pane windows, control room, main studio, 3 camera setup, using the same cameras that I use here, which are the PTZ optics cameras. And I also
Okay,
built
yeah,
it to
those
where
are
you could tear it. Yeah, I also built it to where you could tear it apart, take it out live, and literally just unhook the. It was all in a flight case, the main studio equipment, so you could unplug it, grab the cameras, go out and do a live shoot, and then come back and be right back working in the studio in a couple hours. So, but they couldn't sell it, and I don't want to go over that spilt milk, but so I went back independent. And since most of the mobile equipment was mine, I just bought a couple new cameras, and now I go out and do live streams for clients when they have a convention or a special event where they want to record it and or live stream it, and that's pretty much where I've been my bread and butter for the last year. Well,
wow.
that was a
Yeah,
scenic route. Sorry.
that, that's actually like really amazing. Like I'm just like my mind's going a million places with like the potential with not only your ability as an electrical engineer. I actually have a lot of like live streaming ideas that kind of mix the
Mm,
kind of mixing the internet with like the physical realm. You kind of see that
yeah,
on
yeah.
some channels on Twitch that mix like interesting backlit LEDs, and it's actually like a cool
Mm,
talking banana on Twitch. So the guy rigged up he built a banana that talks based on people that donate money to the channel, and he has the video just on a little talking banana, and it's cool. Like he has a whole YouTube channel on how he built it and everything. And he actually got banned on Twitch because people were sending like hateful stuff. So he wrote an algorithm to go through and figure out how to, you know, stop the text from getting through. And, people are creative in their own ways. But anyways, it's really cool to hear you do that. I mean, you definitely have the capabilities to really make it to really grow fast. I just
dude, I hope
have
you're right.
total confidence in you. Yeah, and I think like we were talking about earlier, different Reddit communities. Our podcast is a good community for giving back. Giving feedback. There's a lot of people that want to know how to create talk show formats because there are people like Joe Rogan, a lot of video game podcasts on YouTube.
Yeah.
They stream their content live, so they want to
Mm-hmm.
understand how to mimic that sort of setup. Where you're doing it right now, and you've done it before, so that's a good one. Our Twitch is really good.
Our Twitch.
That one
Okay.
is really, yep. That's even if you're not even a streamer on Twitch, they're going to give you this feedback. Very intricate information about like communities and about content and about the
Mm-hmm.
do's and don'ts, and then obviously about the technical setups and whatnot. Most people on there use OBS. It's kind of low budget,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
for
I've
people
used
looking to take
OBS.
nice.
Yeah. Right now I use vMix.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm familiar with OBS. It's pretty cool. It's a little limited for me, but I'm gonna check out that the R Twitch. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
try it
some
out.
technical advice. Yeah, maybe there's some technical advice I can throw in the mix and help folks out, and then grab
Sure.
passive subscribers from that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I know our podcast, they have like a promote
Our podcast.
like every, you know, they have like a monthly or like weekly, just promote your own stuff, and you can just go and plug your channel and things like that. So this
Yeah, a
is kind
lot.
of a podcast.
I found that a lot of them do that. There's a couple of Facebook groups that I'm involved in on podcast, and like I said,
Nice.
I really don't like the term podcast because it has such a geek,
Yeah.
connotation or not connotation, but perception. And so, but I'm still involved. When I was with the studio, I was involved with a lot of podcasts, and they have that promote yourself Tuesday sort of thing, like pick day of the
Yeah.
week and you just promote your podcast. That's a good thing. That's especially a good thing for the little guy because they're not going to get that kind of exposure otherwise, or they're going to just piss a whole lot of people off, right?
Right. Yeah. But no, giving back is definitely huge. That gets yourself, you know, the credibility to kind of promote yourself a little bit more for sure. But yeah, um,
Keeps you
yeah,
from being a
I
pain in
really
the
think this
ass.
is cool.
Well, thanks, man.
Have
I
you
so
had a lot of
appreciate that.
video? Have you had a lot of video guests on so far? Or?
No, actually, you're my first guest, dude.
Oh wow!
I know
All
that
right.
I
Well,
know that
thank you.
sounds weird, but you are yeah. Other than my son, you are my first live guest. So you hold a special place in my heart, man.
Oh wow!
Uh, and I can't tell you how much
Right.
fun
Yeah.
this has been.
That's awesome.
If you would,
Um,
and I don't know your real name, so if you would email me some of those links. I know I've got Live Streaming Pros and a couple of the Twitch links, but you were talking about some others in Twitch that I'm really interested in because, like I said,
yeah. I will.
the YouTube section of the YouTube section of Twitch seems to be kind of a black hole. Most of my even my advice doesn't get answered, so I want to find some really active subs that I can go in and talk to people with. And you see my email
Yeah.
address at the bottom there, right? The
Yeah, I do. Yep. Another
cool.
YouTube channel that I actually just thought of, and you spoke about it, the PTZ Optics. Have you checked out
Hmm.
their YouTube channel at all?
Oh yeah, I've been a subscriber of theirs for probably the last 2 years. I've been using PTZ cameras for maybe 3 years now. Yeah,
Wow.
that and
Yeah. Have
vMix
you
as well. I
have
mean,
you
I'm
watched like their live stream with Seth? I think his name's Seth
yep,
Richards on his
yeah.
on the
I
YouTube
watch a
channel. You
lot of
like
their
that?
live streams. Hmm. Yep, I
Yeah,
do.
he's
Now I
amazing,
haven't
man.
gotten into.
I mean, that's how
Oh
I
yeah.
actually got turned on to vMix. I saw them promoting it. They had the guests on the
Oh.
creators of vMix on there. I thought it was interesting.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, vMix has a lot of live streams too that I watch. Those guys from down under, they're pretty cool guys, really.
Yeah, oh, that's where they're
Couple.
from, Australia. I thought I couldn't tell where they're from.
Yeah. Well, I'm not
Have
the
you
best at
have you
accents. What's that?
have you tried their like video? I know that vMix has their own video calling solution. Have you tried that? Like the video call
I
link or
have.
something like that?
I have. Are you ready for a short
What are
story
your
on
thoughts?
that? When it first
Yeah, let's
came
do
out,
it.
I was real excited about it because we'd been using Zoom, but we also had this is at the studio. We had a bunch of people that would go out with us to the live stream. Now they didn't need to be there, but it was just kind of a company promotion thing, and they would take their phones around and take videos. And when vMix Call came in, I thought, oh well, fantastic! Now we can have them go out and have the be on a call on a vMix call with us, so I could use it as an input source. And then I could take it just like it was another camera. So at times I had like 5 different cameras that I could use as sources. Now here's what we found out: as the more sources that you would have on a vMix call, the more choked it gets because it runs all through a single server as your call itself. And it's like, oh man, and so they were horribly choppy, and the quality was low, and God love the vMix guys, but I had to dump it after that. I just couldn't accept, unless I would just use it for one specific cell phone or a remote camera. I couldn't use it. Couldn't use it. But it was a great
Yeah,
idea and
and
still is
I'm
if
sure
they could work out the bugs.
they're probably improving it very soon. It's probably like high up on their list just because there's other people that want to do the same thing that you just suggested for sure. That sounds like a
Oh
pretty
yeah.
useful.
Oh yeah, the prospect of it working wonderfully was just exhilarating. I was like, oh, this is great, especially with today's smartphone cams. I thought this is going to be awesome. Not so
Yeah,
much,
uh,
but
yeah,
that's the one thing about vMix, man. Their program is really powerful, especially even if you're just a little guy and want the free version, you can still get a lot out of it. Probably not as much as OBS unless you start paying, but you do get a heck of a lot of other functionality that you won't get in OBS. Look, I'm
yeah.
plugging
The
them.
problem
They
I
should
have
they
with
should sponsor me.
OBS is I've actually tried to help like an online basically this online news show, and they just don't have very good automation for OBS. It's very manual in how you run the production. It's like you bring your assets in, you create your scenes, you create
Yep.
your elements or your sources, But it's like, all right, well, you want to have, like automation. You want to have like a playlist of different, like how the show is supposed to go. Like you have your certain images and your videos and your cue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very manual and it's very hard to keep things organized. So most people that do
Yep.
shows on OBS just do like just themselves with their green screen overlay of themselves talking, and then them going to like just like a screen share with their desktop
Mm-hmm.
audio, and they'll go and click on an image on Google and things like that, which is cool. Like that's great. But if you
Yeah.
want to like
Yeah.
produce like a talk show like news format that has very similar to like ESPN or Sports Center like around the horn or where they have like a little rundown list on the right hand side or on
Yeah.
the left hand side. Anything that's like graphically overlaid, you need to use like third party systems like
Mm-hmm.
C, what do
Mm-hmm.
they call them? Character graphic systems, uh,
Character generators.
different like web
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
over. Yeah, character generators. I forgot the name.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, but you see a lot of people now using, especially in that community, the web overlays, which is huge for like Streamlabs and things like
Yeah.
that. Uh, but yeah, that's really one of my biggest gripes about OBS is that it's pretty limited with what you can do, even though it's open source. You think people would build
Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
these cool plugins, but it's just not that much.
Yeah. Yeah, for open source, it is a great program. I actually I do a podcast for Christian Questions, and I was literally just trying to help them do it themselves, and I had to recommend OBS because there's a budget and a platform restriction. Like I don't think vMix is Mac friendly just yet, so I said, well, why don't you try OBS? Well, what they were trying to do was have the music flow into the next scene, and I don't know how to do that in OBS. Maybe it is
Yeah,
capable of that, but I just couldn't figure out how to do it. So now they have me do it for them, which is great because vMix does it's no problem at all. And that was the main shortcoming with that I found with it for my purposes.
yeah, yeah. I agree. That's the issues that I had. I mean, one thing that I tried to do in OBS is, and I don't know if vMix has this, but the ability to add like, so you add your source and then making it use like 3D coordinates to, let's say you have like a 3D generated background, like similarly you see
Hmm.
a lot of these like virtual set and things, but you just
Hmm.
it's a fixed. It doesn't rotate or anything like that. It's just one still image, and then putting that camera like on a 3D TV that's in the corner or something like that. In OBS, you
Mm.
can't do it. At least now, they used to have the ability, and then they removed it. So now you have to use a third-party plugin, and it's not very good. Um,
Yeah.
so does vMix actually have that ability? Can you do 3D sources on there?
I don't know. I don't know. And when you say 3D sources, you're not talking about you're not talking about the 360-degree sort of video, are you?
No,
Or are you
just
talking about?
so it's like taking an overlay or an image and then just using the Z plane basically,
Mm.
rotating it, viewing it.
Oh yeah, you absolutely have that. It would be manually done. Let's see. I could probably show you if what you are thinking about. It's just going to be my backdrop here for a minute. Let me session. Yeah, see that. Is that what we're talking about? Just being able to
Yeah. Oh
manipulate
yeah,
it to
that's
that
it.
degree? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
You have all the access to manipulate it on. Yeah,
That right
it's a
there
really
is why I
robust.
use VMix.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I use it all the time. In fact, my two screen here, the video background is actually a slightly twisted and laid back 2D image of my
Oh okay.
my little talk bubble.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really robust program, and like I said, I don't remember what the lower tiers are, but I know you can get in free and have that same sort of functionality, albeit you won't get as many inputs available to you or NDI inputs or anything like that. But you can bump up for I don't know $100 and double or triple that if memory serves. I'm of course I bought the big package only because I use it professionally, but you don't have to get into it that deep. You really don't. I love it.
Right.
Wow. First guess, dude.
I know. I'm gonna
It's
go
like
to
there's got to.
go buy a crown and wear and wear it all day. Uh, no, I actually really
I'm,
I really don't
I'm
call
gonna have
into
to.
or do do anything like this. I do use Discord, which I don't know if have you ever used Discord or do you know about it?
No, I don't. No, I can't even say I do.
Yeah, well, when you get into Twitch a little bit, if you start reading Reddit or you go to Twitch to check out channels, most streamers have their own Discord. It's a
Mm,
it's really kind of like Skype, but it's
I
like
have.
mixing Slack and Skype together, where
Yeah.
it's like a chat program, but it has video and it has like voice server capabilities, and it's really custom. That if you create your own Discord server, you can like create different text channels, different voice channels, and you can have group
Yeah.
video calls, and it's very robust, and pretty much
Excuse me.
all gamers use it. Now businesses are
Hmm.
using it instead of Slack, instead of Skype, because of just how easy it is to use. You don't need to download anything; it runs right in the browser. It's better if you download,
Yeah.
the app on your phone or desktop application, but it does work in the browser. And one of the things that people love about it is the fact that it doesn't leak IP information. It just you connect on
Mm,
there, and that was like one of their value propositions when they first created the service, because Twitch had a lot of people that would try to get IPs of the different streamers and then kick them offline if they're playing their games. And so they're like, well, how
nice.
can we communicate with our community in in a way that's not going to jeopardize their personal boundaries of their
Maintain the
information
integrity
and
of the
things like
stream.
that.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, and maintain the community. So Discord was the, the solution, and yeah, I mean it's grown tremendously. And what's really cool about that is that let's say you wanted to, and I'm gonna be working on something to kind of solve this problem. But one thing a lot
Hmm.
of streamers do is they integrate Discord into their production, where they'll say, hey, we're taking live callers, join the Discord, and then they just bring them into a voice Discord channel on there, and they just pipe
Hmm.
it in through desktop audio, like through the software that they're using, typically the OBS. Which
Hmm.
it's great if you want to grow a Discord. It's great if you want to get people in there that don't trust whatever the platform is, and you can grow your community on there. Um,
Right.
but yeah, it's pretty cool. I suggest checking it out if you ever looking to form a community or something like that. I think it's pretty
Well, now
powerful
now that you
to
mention
to
it,
just
yeah, we. Well, when you mentioned that in the same sentence as Slack, I remember seeing it come across as an option when we were doing that for the corporate. But yeah, I will
oh
check it out
yeah,
more thoroughly.
yeah, and
Cool.
I've looked for different like live streaming communities on Discord. There's actually some
Hmm.
websites that bring together like all the different people can go on there and put their Discord into a search engine, and you can find other Discords. And yeah, there really isn't one that exists for specifically live streaming or podcasting that I found. There is a YouTube gaming one. There likely is a Twitch Discord, which you can go and like ask questions to like the developers or
Hmm.
from the help desk and whatnot. But yeah, it's I don't know what made me think about that. I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, definitely
That's
worth
okay, man. You're giving me nothing but great information here. Nothing but great information. I certainly appreciate it, man. I do. This is good stuff.
yeah, and there's a lot. Like you said earlier, it is a growing format. There's so much different like formats of live streaming that have really taken over the past couple of years. I mean, have you ever heard of IRL streaming?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that I have.
Yeah,
Problem
and
is
it's,
that I've found
similar to what
is
you, what were you saying?
if I might, yeah, if I might, the problem I found is in any of this entire world of live streaming and or even video recording, which is sounds really odd. It's a tough sell to a lot of clients. In one of my other videos, I mentioned that I've been developing websites since probably 1994. I think my first website was paid website was 1994, right after the image spec
Oh
came
wow.
out. Yeah, and for like I don't know 10, 15 years it was such a hard sell to try to tell organizations like, look, you need this because X, Y, and Z. Now we're in the same boat with video, right? With especially live video or any sort of video production that augments their marketing efforts. They still just don't get it. We're in that infancy as far as I see.
What, so how are you trying to sell to these companies that live streaming is a thing for them? What are your tactics?
Well, Well, I don't have to. It's all word of mouth right now, but I have talked to a whole lot of people. In fact, the studio I was telling you about earlier, the
Yeah.
studio was an arm of an entire digital marketing firm on the other side of the building. Right, it was all the same company, and this is really weird because that digital marketing company, the guy who owned that, for whatever reason, wouldn't try to take it to his current clients to augment their digital marketing. So, look, we've got an entire audio video studio here. You don't have to do a podcast. Let's just do some video content pieces that that get the strengthen their brand, work on their products, that sort of thing. It never happened, dude.
Wow. That's
Even for them,
surprising.
it was too new. I know.
Yeah,
I was
and I know,
shocked.
I know. I've actually worked at a co-founder. He's still kind of involved, but he's not from the current venture. He worked for a digital marketing company, and yeah, I mean, video services are huge for them. They, not only do the website, the SEO, and you know, brand
Oh yeah.
social marketing strategy, but yeah, video, it's pre-recorded. They don't do live, but
Hmm.
I do see businesses doing that, and I'm curious, like, so you when you talk to different people trying to sell them on why live is big, what have you kind of told them? Like, what's your go-to? Like, how do you sell them on that
Well,
this is going to help your brand and help your marketing?
well, my go-to stat is has always been that an email, a marketing email that contains a video is 300% more likely to convert, not just be seen, not none of that, just literally convert whatever that metric
Wow.
is. Whether you want a form, you want a warm lead, you want a phone call, it doesn't matter. 300 times more likely to convert. For me, that's all I need to know. That is all I need to know. But the problem is what I'd run into is like they'd be all excited once you tell them some of the because there are a lot of other good stats too on video marketing. But what the eyes light up, and then what happens is they think, oh shit, now there's work to be done. Now I now I got to figure out who's going to be on camera. What are we going to say? And of course at the studio it's like we can help you with that. Don't worry. We'll walk you through the process.
Okay.
We'll help you write scripts and storyboards and all that. But I think it was just overwhelming for a lot of companies. But yeah, that stat alone is enough to sell just about anybody, and it's true too. There've been several studies that have shown that, and the way we can track things nowadays, good lord, just a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah,
it can be
and
a
I think
struggle, man.
live streaming is interesting as a format to sell, products and brand. I think it's the biggest thing about live streaming is the engagement and the
Hmm.
connection that
Yep.
you get with with the company that you're trying, with your fans or for your whoever it is that's viewing that content. And it's really that it's raw and it's not, depending on what, and I guess it really depends on what the brand is. Like, I don't think live streaming,
Hmm.
just, and it's just my opinion, that it's probably good for every company. Um,
No, no,
but
not
I
every
do
company.
think that if you're something that sells something that's very, like, I'm trying to think of some examples. Like, if you're so big, I don't think it really like if you're like a Coca-Cola or a McDonald's or just some major brand. I don't know if it's necessarily going to help, but I think if you're like a
No.
smaller to mid-tier business that sells like products where you have like really hardcore fans that love, what you provide, I think that could be huge. Uh,
Yeah, and it's the
just because it
provide
makes
is really it, right? You've got to answer their pain during those live streams. So your entire goal behind even doing a live stream would be to answer a pain, right? For your potential clients,
yeah, okay,
customers. Yep.
okay, yeah,
I've
that's amazing
yeah,
to
I've done a
show
lot of
off
thought.
so do
I've done
some sort of
I've done a lot of this, so I get the marketing side, and I'm not a classically trained marketer. I just after doing those websites, I moved into the SEM world really just by I don't know, it was a necessity. The firm that I was with didn't have one, so we had to provide that for clients. And actually, it's funny too
so
because
what
I really fell in love with it. Go ahead.
so what is SMM? What does that stand for?
Oh, search engine marketing?
Social, is it social? Oh,
No, 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 search
search engine
engine.
marketing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I mean, nowadays you
okay,
can do a whole. I mean, it's kind of broadened into the social media world with Facebook ads and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's primarily search engine marketing, ads and both ads, video, and we're talking about images as well. But that's that's where that's where I started becoming what I termed a lead generation specialist, where it wasn't so much about the silly impressions and even click through rate. The idea is to get somebody to convert, right, and whatever that convert, like I was talking about earlier, that convert metric is, you want more of. And then I also helped people on the backside because it's one thing to get a call, it's another thing to handle it properly and actually turn it into a sale. So I helped many clients on the backside of that as well understand what to do with all that I'm sending you.
yeah.
But yeah, search engine marketing has kind
Um,
of been a passion. It's like this. It's like this exact thing right here, where I'm trying to best the YouTube algorithms as we speak, and it's frustrating as hell. But that was so much fun doing it, like on the Google and the Yahoo and Bing side, is try to figure out not spam, of course, but figure out what how best to get my clients to the top of, with relative keyword phrases. I mean, it's a battle of wits with one side totally unknown, and the other one may not have wits.
yeah, and yeah, and it takes a lot of like constant research into like different techniques and really
Oh yeah,
getting a good
A/B
understanding
testing.
of the
Yep.
platform. How do you
Ton of
so when
A/B
you like
testing.
on YouTube? How do you find like other like live streams? Like what methods have you used like for finding other live streams on YouTube?
Well, it's funny you should say that because being what I consider a YouTube noob on this side of the camera, I've been actively searching for that. In fact, if you look back in the chat, uh, what is it? Champworks Garage was helping me figure out whether or not I was showing up in any feeds. And of course, he's a subscriber, so he'll see me as like his recommended feed. But the live channel in particular has become kind of a thorn in my side in that I don't understand what they're doing on their algorithm to show 4-day old live streams as a recent stream when there are literally thousands of these things going on every day. I have to imagine, or let's just say hundreds. So
Yeah,
so trying to figure out that system and how best to get in front of the people that I think would want to be in front of, then has been my latest challenge. But again, we're early into this, so I'm still learning the YouTube algorithms. I'll get them.
yeah, you'll get it though. I mean, I think you already have one of the biggest. Yeah, I mean, I'm so confident, man. Like I said, I do think that I just by looking at and I mean, I looked at your channel and I immediately saw it and I got it and it made sense to me and I really think taking guests on is going to be huge. But I mean, man, the quality's good. Have you? So, like, where's that
Thank you.
little and what? So, where are you streaming out of? Is that just like your house, or what's the
Yeah,
location?
this
Is
is
that
my
the
my home
studio? Or,
office. It's my home office.
okay,
Yep.
nice. Um, Have you thought
I,
about
I've
like
been
building a
independent for so
set
long.
or anything?
You know, funny you say that. I've been thinking about turning this entire room, and it's not a small room by any stretch. It's probably 15 by 15, so it's a nice size spare bedroom. But I've been thinking about turning this into a full fledged studio.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
I loved
I
I
think
loved
that could.
every bit about.
I think that,
Hey, do me a favor. Write this down.
yeah.
It's the studio that I was talking about, and I don't mind saying this. It was Edge Media Studios.
Okay.
They've got a promo video that was done by a really good friend of ours, AJ a blog. And I'm actually the guy sitting. You'll see me because I'm sitting at the control desk, but it's an early version
Yep.
of what we put together, and his what AJ had put it together as a promo video. It's really kind of sharp, but it'll show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. I'm looking at it right here. So is this their YouTube channel that I'm looking at? I
It
think
might
so.
be.
Right?
I think you can go to edgemedia.studio, or I actually secured, what was it, edgemediastudio.com. I can't remember. It's been over a year since I was with him, but I think he's still plodding along. And he's still a friend of mine, but it just so happened that he couldn't afford to keep most people there, so we had to, it had to go away. And I was so sad because
Is
I
this a new
literally,
address?
yeah, I literally thought I'd been able to build the place I was going to finish my working life at. I'm no spring chicken. I'm 55, and I thought, okay, I can hang out here for another 10 years and produce video content for clients. I got no problem with that at all. I built this place. It's comfortable. It does everything I need it to do, and of course, it'll only get better as time went on. Yeah, and then he asked me to go contract again. I thought, oh, it's gonna die. I can't watch it
Yeah.
die. So I decided to strike out on my own. But yeah, we still talk. We're still friends. He's a good guy. Just had trouble selling it is all.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right here. So this is in Indianapolis, I assume. Is that
Yeah, yeah, yep. Right downtown.
I don't want to see.
No, no. And I'm southeast. I'm about I don't know 7-10 miles southeast of Indy. So, but I still consider myself Indianapolis since I grew up there.
Nice.
Crossroads of America, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right.
I've been
Yeah.
thinking about turning this. Yeah, I've been thinking about turning this room into a full fledged studio, steel door, the whole works. I was just going to go all out just for fun, if nothing else, and then create my own working environment. Where I could work on just about anything in here, whether it was recording or editing or because I edit a local television program as well and direct it, and so a lot of my time is spent at the laptop, getting all that squared away.
Yeah.
And this would be a great place to do it
Yeah.
because
I
it's
mean,
right
it
here.
looks good. I think
Thank you.
my first impression is that I think it reflects your brand. You have the plant there. What you look like. It's a very more professional. Like, hey, we're gonna talk. Whereas like a lot of the stuff you see on Twitch is very like kind of I don't know about edgy, but
Like
people that create.
laptop camera ish, or are you talking about on the other
Yeah,
side?
well, I mean, like the background. So a lot of the people on Twitch have a green screen. They just go on go on Amazon. They buy like a cheap little green screen. They put it on there. And then they build like a little set. They download some virtual set or they make it themselves, and it's more just edgy. Whereas you,
Yeah.
that's kind of what Twitch is. Where I think like if you went on there, I
Mm-hmm.
think you would get a different demographic. I think you would get a lot of exposure. You would
More,
it would take a bit to build up your channel, but I think just people would click just looking at your channel right now. That's what interests me. I think that'll get people
cool.
to click through once you hit that little point.
Mm-hmm.
Getting over like 10 consistent viewers. I think that's just enough to get you over that threshold where you're up on the rankings. And so that's how Twitch works. Is that the more viewers
Mm.
you have, the higher up you are in that specific category. Whereas, like you had explained, YouTube doesn't really have that. That algorithm for
Not really.
YouTube live streaming is like, uh, you know, there's different metrics that are probably added into it, like the chat engagement, likes and dislike ratio, view
Mm-hmm.
count, subscribers. Whereas
Yep.
Twitch, it's just strictly numbers. So, in a lot of people on
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, they use view bots and stuff like that. They'll
Oh.
buy bots to push them up,
Oh.
which is
I hate
illegal,
cheaters,
but
man.
there are people that still do
Yeah.
it. You know.
I hate cheaters. That
Yeah, but
it's
it takes away though. I mean, as much as you'll say it's cheating, you'll know who's doing it because you go in and you see, oh, this guy has 100 viewers, but his chat's going like, one message per minute. If you have 100 viewers, your chats, should be scrolling through pretty fast.
should be should
Uh,
be flying. Yeah. Yeah.
right. Uh, but
Oh
yeah,
man. Well, no,
I
no,
don't know.
no tone. I can't thank you enough, man, for being on.
Yeah,
As a first guest, I couldn't have asked for any better, dude. I am kind of
yeah,
throwing this because I got to go to the bathroom so bad. A lot of coffee,
yeah. I do too.
and I'm not.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to be one of those live streams that walk away from the camera just to go to the bathroom. There are those out there.
Yeah, I mean, well, that'd be
Oh,
kind of cool if you put like a little break, like a little something in there, like a video or
oh,
just a
or just a
motivation
cardboard
song.
cutout of me, and
Yeah,
let people just
see, that would
continue
be
to
funny.
talk.
That'd be a good idea. Well, actually,
Oh,
no,
I'm
come back. I want to ask you some more questions about your electrical engineering stuff, if you don't mind.
I'm going to do
I'm
that.
gonna need no, seriously. All right.
Oh, what was you saying?
I'm gonna go to, and I'll be back. I said,
Oh, okay,
don't
okay.
turn the stream off, or you can end the stream. We could talk on Zoom, but I would definitely like to
No,
ask
I'll leave it
some
up.
more questions about. All right, cool.
Sure. No, I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up. I'll be right back.
All right, all right, me too.
All right, we are back. Ooh, that was a much, much needed break. I got my earphones in backwards, but that's okay. Still sounds the same. We've been talking to Node Tone. Suddenly a good friend of the show. If you stayed with us for this long, I hope you enjoyed it. That was too much. It was bothering me. There we go. There we go. Oh. Oh. I don't know why. You there? Oh, still muted. Unmute. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's
You still there?
actually. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that was odd.
Yeah, well,
I
I
hadn't
actually
touched
muted it. I
anything.
clicked on the mute button, but then I couldn't unmute it. It was like, oh, the host has to do it. So,
Yeah, well, I've got it set to mute all. So if you come back on, it'll mute you. You know why that is, right? That's what we were talking about earlier.
yeah, for sure.
You never know what people are going to
Yeah, that's
do.
good.
Plus, if somebody came on right now, then they wouldn't be just busting in. I'd be able to make sure that they were good to go before they came up live.
Right. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's you need to do that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you said
So
you're
what were
an
you going to say?
engineer. Is that so? Yeah, my questions are like, are you an electrical engineer? You said, did you go to like school for that? Or
I did. Yeah, but that was
okay,
back in the '80s. When I was in broadcast
yeah, but
television, that was my primary function was to maintain all the equipment down to component level. Whoops. So yeah, I'm very familiar with some old school stuff, not so much the new. In fact, when I got out, surface mount technology was just coming in vogue. So it was more, the funny part about that is, and I don't know if you're an electrical engineer of any stripe, but back in the tube days, which we were still doing some, tube component repair, you would just replace entire panels, and then with solid state, we would repair components as they failed. Then surface mount technology came in, and it became another ball game of replacing modules. Had you done
yeah, that's
any electrical engineering?
no, I haven't. Well, not to the level that I want to. I'm actually extremely interested. I've done some very basic like Arduino and Raspberry Pi. I got a
Hmm.
Raspberry Pi right here with some
Hmm.
GPIO output pins. And I built the little circuits and things like that. I did some like basic tutorials, but nothing
Mm-hmm.
to that extent, nothing real low level. But I'm very interested because I just know of the potential. Like I have a lot of ideas that involve little like
Mm.
IoT devices and little things actually really specific for live streaming.
Oh
Like
yeah.
how you can make, like you can make integrate live streaming with physical devices and things like that. Like here's just an example. Um, one thing to like really get people to donate money, or I wouldn't say donate money. See, live stream there's a huge thing that on Twitch specifically and on YouTube as well is like people can donate money to have something be done on the screen. Like, if you give them ten
Oh
dollars, the host will do something funny for it. Or they'll play a song,
yeah.
which
Monkey
on
show.
StreamYard, which is a site that streamers use, you can actually like, streamers can set up like, oh, if you donate $10, you can put a YouTube video and play the song. And,
Mm-hmm.
some streamers, obviously don't allow the video to be played over because even though YouTube's pretty safe, there are some not suitable for work videos on there that people will get your channel
Yep.
banned for putting it on there. But
Yep.
one of my ideas is like mixing. So Streamlabs has an API, and these other sites like Twitch has an API, YouTube has an API that you can interface those APIs, the things that go on. Like if you get a donation to to trigger something in the real world. So, like for example, if you create
Mm.
a set, you create this cool set, you can build these little things in your studio to to go off based on what happens on the stream, whether it's somebody that chats something or somebody that donates or somebody that there's infinite possibilities, and I think that
Oh yeah.
alone can really just blow the content out of the water. Um, like I just when you mix the internet with like the physical world, I just in live
Mm-hmm.
streaming, it has the potential to like you could do anything. I mean, your mind can go a million ways. Like I have a zillion ideas, and um,
Well, you ought to see
it's
the
like
inside
hard
of
to
my
use
head
it
right
on the
now.
Raspberry Pi. Anything. What are you saying?
I said, you ought to see the inside of my head right now. You're absolute. I
What
can
do you
I can
think?
just see. Oh, I can see just so many possibilities. Imagine things being triggered by the chat happening behind me, and it could be anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I'm not going to take that from you, but wow, that is cool. You and I should hook up on that and think about some really cool ideas because I wouldn't mind using this platform as a test bed at all.
Oh wow.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. I really do.
I mean, even if it's like a little like what do they call it? Like a matrix sign? I forget the actual term for it, but just like an
I know what you
LED
mean. Yeah,
sign that like a marquee that you have that scrolls based on somebody's set. I mean that's a pretty easy thing to build, but like and I know that they sell them, and I'm not too sure like people that use them, but
hmm
there's one that I've seen, it's like a confetti cannon that goes off when like somebody donate. Like I've seen it before, and it's like it's just that concept, not that specific one, but I just
sure,
really
sure.
think it can add value to to the stream. It can make it a little bit more interesting. It's like it's not just the content; it's also what goes on in the background. Like I actually, I'm thinking about writing an ebook for it, or writing not a book, maybe some articles. I always like to think that I'm like, oh, I have all this knowledge, I can write a book. It's like, nah, you can probably just write an article, and that'll be just as good. Maybe a couple of YouTube videos.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I feel you, man.
but
I feel you.
it's like why did people watch live streaming? And I've broken it down into really and it's really content in general, but I'm really making
hmm
it specific for live streaming. Do you want me to kind of go over some of those things if you're interested?
Sure, why
Maybe
not? I
somebody
mean,
could
I have my own theory.
somebody
Yeah,
could
go ahead. But my own theory would
yeah.
be it's almost a
Let me hear yours first before I get on the end.
okay, okay. My
Yeah.
theory
So
is kind of
yeah,
overreaching, but
before
go
I
ahead.
go, I want to hear yours.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My theory is completely related to the rubberneck car wreck sort of scenario, right? People tune
Okay.
into live streams, especially when there's other human interaction, because they want to find things that well that scare them, that interest them, that that they can relate to. Think about some of the talk shows that people tune into, like a Dr. Laura, for instance. They want to learn about other people's pain, just like they want to see what happened in that car wreck and in the other lane. That's my
Yeah.
theory. I mean, it's something that you can't turn your eyes away from, even though it may be horrible. At least it didn't happen to you,
Yeah.
so it gives you something to be thankful for. That's my theory, and,
Yeah.
and again, it's not something I put a lot of thought to, but
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're right. And that's a great example. It and you're right though. There's a lot more to it for sure. But that you're totally right about that. Like the car wreck aspect, the train wreck aspect. It's like people like watching a train wreck, depending on what the content is. Like sports, like the NFL football.
yeah,
Like people,
yep,
people not only watch it for the competition and watching people play within a set bound of rules and
hmm
athletic ability, but also the hits and
Yeah.
the carnage
Yep.
and what happens between that. And that's really kind of one of the pieces of live streaming. And I've categorized them into like 7 key categories. And I keep adding new categories
Mm.
every time I think about it. But it's the randomness, it's the in the now need to watch live streaming. It's like what's going to happen. I'm watching it because there's all this random stuff going on. Like if you're a live
Yeah.
stream when you go out in public, that's a huge boost to that idea. Is that
Hmm.
you don't know what's going to happen when you're in public. There's other cars
Yeah.
driving. There's interactions with people, and if you're in an urban environment, you know, at late at night where there's a lot of drunk people, it's
Hmm.
I mean, just it just adds to it even more. It creates more like randomness. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
there's some other ones, and I think uh, you know the the next one I think is like having a skill set or the entertainment value or some like innate nature of like for you like I watch because of you because you
Hmm.
the host of this show is why I watch, whether you're funny, whether you're good looking, whether you're really athletic or you have a skill in a video game. That's a huge component to it, or your ability to interview people, or
Hmm.
the content itself. Well, the content itself is really like what you're doing with your quality. That's kind of in a different category, but it's
Hmm.
it's really the personality is why you watch. That's tremendously huge. That you need to have that. And the third one, likability. You have to be a likable guy, or
Yeah.
else it's not going to help you grow. You're going to become just this, you know, uh, you could
This
be
crazy
extremely
voice.
funny and entertaining and have all these other things, but if you're not likable, people aren't going to watch you, and especially if you're not big enough. You're not like this
Hmm.
NBA star like Kevin Durant, for example, who gets
We're.
criticized a lot because of his mentality and his behavior.
Hmm.
And some of these other shock jock hosts who have been highly criticized, and people try to take them down all the time. So it's like that likability is extremely important. It could actually be the most important thing out of all the the different key aspects of why people watch live streaming for sure.
That's a good
Um,
point. That's a good point. Too bad people hate me.
yeah. No, no, I don't think so.
And
At least I don't. I
and
don't.
and
I don't think it. Uh,
fame buys you. You touched on this, but fame buys you um, a a license to be an ass. Going back to the
yeah, yeah, for
pro
sure.
sports guys, yeah. Hmm.
It
Certain
keeps you in
license
the
to be
cuff,
an ass.
that's for sure. And and I think it's hard with live streaming because you're so open to criticism, and people are going to
Hmm.
constantly try to take you down. Especially
Oh
on
yeah.
the internet with live streaming, especially on Twitch, you have a large contingent of the gamer population, which there's nothing really wrong with that. But I think there are a lot of isolated individuals who use video gaming as a escapism, and that in
Hmm.
turn they that culture in general is easy to bring other people down because they might not be making the best decisions themselves, and so they take it out on other people, and that can get the worst out of people that want to create live content because they're just criticizing you just to criticize you, to get a
Hmm.
reaction out of you, and they're trolling you.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
Yep.
nitpick every little thing that you do. That it's like, oh, why is your light in that position over there? That looks dumb. And then you're like thinking about that. You're going to sleep at night, and you're like, why are they saying this? Like it's driving me
Yeah.
crazy. It's really your reaction to how people, you gotta make sure, and this is where a lot of people stumble, is that they go after, their attitude towards the people that are viewing them is skewed. You have to treat yourself
Hmm.
like a business as a live streamer. You have to think about yourself as a restaurant. If somebody makes a
Yep.
complaint, you have to be able to decipher what that complaint means and react accordingly. Don't just say to them, well, if you don't like my stream, go watch somebody else. It's like, maybe they're actually a real viewer and they have a complaint, and that's the difference between them viewing you and a lot of other people viewing you. So
And
it's
I would add to
extremely
that.
hard.
Yeah, and I would add to that that you can't make knee-jerk reactions either. Just because you get one
Yeah,
complaint out of 4,000 individuals that have seen the same thing that they have doesn't mean you really need to change anything. So you've got to measure it too.
yeah, it's extremely hard, and a lot of live streamers that
Hmm.
I watch, they have a very difficult time doing that, because they just they get into their head. They start overthinking, what they're doing, and all these people.
Yeah.
Like once you start getting viewers, I feel like, and I haven't created a live stream. I haven't had that success because I don't think I haven't tried. Not to say I couldn't do it, but when you get more viewers, I think some people get high off of them. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like wow, I got viewers, like it feels amazing, and it does. It does feel amazing. And some people, they just have a difficult time dealing with that criticism as it continues to grow. It's
Hmm. Hmm.
it's an interesting thing, and live, like you don't see like athletes going live. You don't see politicians
No.
creating live streaming content, and I think purposely because they have a front that they're putting on. They don't want to. It makes you more vulnerable to that sort of like criticism, but
Yeah,
also like people
it's an
change
image
it.
they have to
They'll take
protect.
what you say out of context, and they'll try to
Hmm.
they'll take that little thing that you said, and they'll just put that one little video, they'll put that one little part and put that out to the world, and that's all people see. They don't see what
Yep.
happened 5 seconds earlier, where you were saying, all right, what I'm going to say right now is I'm completely joking as a disclaimer. They're not going to include that, and no one's going to care. Not one person's. It's
Nope.
just how media works. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
so
Yeah.
it's incredible,
We
the
live we
likability. Like one little mistake is all it takes. Uh,
Yeah, we
to,
live in
to
a
be gone.
we live in a bite world, right? Both sound bite and video
Yep.
bite.
Yeah, and with Twitter, how impulsive people are, they just whatever comes to their mind, they just put it out there for sure.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that's to kind of get back to what I was talking about. The key features is really the randomness, the entertainment
Hmm.
value, the likability, and then there's also the interaction, and it's
Hmm.
being interactive with your chat. If you're on Twitch, you really have to be interactive. If you're not interactive, you're doing it wrong. They won't promote you. Um, they you basically have to. It's like a guy. I think it's like in their guidelines that you have to be interactive.
Well, that's cool, and
And
it
that's
probably should. I mean, yeah. Of course,
yeah.
if if I'd gone live with my first Friday free for all, they'd have probably kicked me off. I was such an idiot because I
Why? What did
hadn't
you
had
do?
any. Oh man, I hadn't had any visitors, so I'm just yammering about whatever the subject matter I'd chosen was, and I forgot to check the chat. And so I close it up and I look over, and I've got like 12 people talking to me, and I'm like, oh no,
Oh no. Yeah,
oh I
that's a no
boned it,
no. That's
man.
not good.
Yeah, I totally boned it. And the funny part about that was it was one of those nights where I decided to have a few beers and do a show. So I've got the alcohol
Okay.
excuse,
Yeah.
but but oh, there really was
I'm
no
gonna have to
excuse for
go
that.
back and watch it now. What day was it on? You said
Oh,
Friday?
yeah, it was the Friday free for all. I
Okay.
actually, uh, I was so upset that I actually went back on that evening. It was like midnight at that point, and I got zero views. It was horrible, and I was even drunker, so that was worse.
Yeah. So you
Oh my,
learned the lesson of drinking and live streaming might not go too well
yeah,
together.
yeah.
It'll work
I'm not gonna
sometimes,
get
but
pulled
again,
over, but things like that are gonna happen.
yeah. I mean, that does add to the train aspect. What you said, the correct aspect. The more you drink, uh, just
The
it creates
crazier
an
show's
interesting
gonna get,
environment.
likely
That's
to
for
get.
sure. your guests are drunk as well. What you want to do is you want to make that a topic. Say drunken
Oh
Reds.
yeah.
We're taking like share
Yep.
your drinks. Like go on live and tell us what you're drinking. Like yeah, take a
That's a
shot
great
with us
idea,
or
actually.
something. Like actively promote.
Mm-hmm.
You will get some people.
Yep. Take a shot every time the host says
Yeah, right.
because that's one of the hardest parts about
Uh,
doing this is not having the brain farts, right?
yep.
And I
Yeah,
noticed that my
me.
first
I
one, I was on for an entire hour, and
like me.
I bet you I said more than, and in fact I was going to do a video montage. I was going to cut out every of that video and make it a video, and I didn't get around to it, but it was so horribly done. But I'm leaving it up
Yeah,
there.
with
What
your
the hell? You
remix
know, I don't.
video. Like, you see your,
Yeah, exactly. I don't have thin skin, so I just left it up there. Screw it.
yeah, that's
They can
you.
take
You
me
just
out of
don't have
context. I don't care.
right. Yeah, you have to have thick skin to do live streaming, and especially
Yep.
to deal with the trolls for sure. You just don't feed them. But best advice, the mantra, just really be humble and don't feed the trolls. That's it.
Yeah.
If you live
Yeah.
by that, you should be good.
That's great
But
advice.
yeah,
Great
there's
advice.
yeah, you just write it down, put it on your desk there, and look at it whenever you need a refresher. It's just be
I
humble and
I've already made a sign in my head. It's going to sit right underneath my camera. It's going to be
okay.
my constant teleprompter,
I mean,
which I
until you
which I
get
don't
big enough, then you can be an asshole. Okay, like once you get like
exactly.
up to like 100,000 followers, then you can push it a little bit.
Even doing this as a hobby, I dream of that. I really do. Just because I know I'll be affecting a whole lot of people's lives that I wouldn't normally get to. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
But
yeah,
yeah,
just
I
keep
hope I don't turn into an
writing
asshole
down.
though. Yeah, I just yeah, that's one thing I don't want to do is become an asshole any more than I already am.
Yeah, I
Because
keep doing
we
too.
all have we all have our moments, right?
Right. But yeah,
Oh
no,
man.
you just keep writing down ideas for different content. Like take notes on different live streams that you check out on YouTube. But you
Mm-hmm.
definitely have to check out Twitch. We'll find some stuff on there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just on the
Yeah, I don't
topic
think I
that we
gave
were
it a fair
talking about,
shake.
the yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely
don't.
give it a shake.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, like you said, is another good one too. There's a lot of people that have their communities on there, but Facebook's a walled garden, and in that most people that stream are only streaming to their communities, to their following.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have
Yeah.
their pages and groups and stuff like that, but they don't really have
Mm-hmm.
a true discovery. They have their little map and stuff like that, but it's
Yeah.
not. Facebook is at least with right now, they don't have as good of public opinion because of all the data leaks and everything like that, and
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I feel like there's not as many people streaming to Facebook. And I don't know. I honestly, this is completely coming out of my ass, but at least for myself, my own anecdotal evidence is that I'm not gravitated to any Facebook streams uh,
Right.
because
Right.
I don't. It's not actively promoted and thrown to me in the way that streams on YouTube and especially Twitch are.
Yeah. Well, what I found
Twitch,
on Facebook is, I think what I said earlier was that that mainly people are streaming to their tribes, right? So it's already a base of followers, and and I want to do the same thing, but I want to wait until this channel takes off a bit more before I bring in friends and family because friends and family can be a marketing channel as well, right? And then the idea behind any marketing is to get in front of those people that don't know you exist that are more likely to consume your product. So, and I'm probably being wuss about that, but I just want to be a little bit more established and maybe even better at what I do here before I do that.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a
no,
tribe thing
I mean,
on
I
Facebook.
kind of agree. I think it's good to test. I think you're doing the right thing by just creating content and trying to see what works. And really,
Hmm.
that's what it's about. It's not only all those other things that I talked about, but the content first and foremost is huge. You have the quality down. You have the ability, yourself on live stream. You have
Thanks.
the ability to take guest callers. Now it's like,
Hmm.
who are the guest callers? Maybe have like, maybe one show a week that's designated to a specific topic or something like that, or um,
Well, you'll
like
notice
you
that.
said, like a free for all Friday.
Well, you'll notice that what I try to do is I try to start off every show with a certain topic, and that is kind of my way of giving back. I'm gonna I spill a little bit of my knowledge, and then if I get callers in that want to talk about that, that's great. If they want to talk about something else, that's great too. But I try to do that every night that I go live. Do you think that's a good idea?
Okay, I do think that's a good idea. Yeah, and I think
Hmm.
just like Nick was saying in that stream the other day, that the titles are huge. Making the you have your thumbnail. Like I'm looking at your channel right now. I like it. I like you have
Oh,
the good
thanks.
thumbnails. I think the titles are good. Um,
They need work, but
there's
yeah,
definitely
thanks.
consistency with the look, but you're also changing it based on like I see that first troll one. You have the troll face, the classic troll face on there, which is going to get people to click on it for sure. And you can see
I hope
why it
so.
has 17 views, and your Craigslist one has a little more views and stuff like that. They're key
Hmm.
terms,
Hmm.
but the guests, the topics and the guests are going to be huge, and
Yeah.
uh,
Oh yeah.
I think you're going to
I'll
get
end up.
somebody that's going to do
Oh,
something.
go ahead. I'm sorry, I jumped
No,
on you.
no, keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, I said I'll end up redoing a thumbnail for this as well. But that is my goal is one, be honest, and I've covered that in some of my videos too. Be honest about your optimization, because what you don't want to do is create a bunch of clickbait. So every one of my, with the exception of the work with me, is dead on what I talked about. There's no question about that, and even though I'm making funny faces and whatnot, that is what they should expect when they get it, and that's always been a goal of mine.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, clickbait, depending on how you know look at that terminology, I think it's really just like a catch-all for kind of interest. As long as it's not like, hey, this is a complete different topic, like some beautiful women, and then it's just you talking. Like that's the classical clickbait. If you have to
Yeah,
change the
yeah.
title to seem more interesting, like if there's one thing that happens on your stream out of a hour-long stream, maybe clip that one part out, or just include it in there and put a
Hmm.
timestamp, like in the top comment or something, for
Yeah, and that's
sure.
what I plan on
But
doing with a lot of these. And in fact, I talk about instant collaboration too. So if somebody wanted to come on, let's just use a relatively small YouTuber channel, and expecting mine to grow, of course, is I'd like them to come on and tell me all about it. We'll go through it and we'll talk about it kind of the way Nick did, but face to face, of course. And then I'll end up cutting that out and creating a separate video for that specific visit, right? And then they can use that as well on their channel, and that way it helps both of us. I'm hoping that comes to
yeah,
fruition.
no, that's actually really cool. I like that idea. And there's actually some tools, and I know YouTube has it like in their. I know they added it to their live streaming, and I think you can check it out. You were in the live stream interface earlier. I saw you checking that out, like
Yeah, yeah.
changing the settings, things like that. They have a highlight feature in there that you can actually clip sections of the live stream as it's happening
Hmm.
as a host.
Oh,
But there
they
are
do.
some
I haven't seen
third-party
that.
applications that I like to do it too.
Hmm. No, I haven't seen that.
What do you?
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet. The
Yeah,
the clip
definitely.
outs. I'm gonna have to definitely check that out. Yeah, I'm literally learning the YouTube live interface, actually the YouTube interface from this side entirely as I go.
Yeah. I mean, it is. There's a lot in there, though. Like, especially for live
Oh
streaming, like
yeah.
those settings are pretty beefy. With the technical nature of it. But yeah, the clipping distribution of it is is huge. Like you just said, like, oh, hey, I have a guest on, and if they promoted themselves, but me too, it would be
Mm-hmm.
huge for both of our growth. And it's like, how do
Yep.
you get that clip to them? So do I get the live stream? Like, I don't know if you're recording it locally. Some people that do live streams, they just go from their phone and then they take,
Mm-hmm.
they either do like a screen capture or they download the entire live stream and then edit it that way, which it's not very scalable. It's not very good for quality.
No,
You get
no.
the degradation and take screen capture
Yeah.
and lower frame rate and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
But there
for
are
that,
services.
to answer that, yeah, to answer that question though, if somebody did come on and we are doing like a little collaboration, let's say we're promoting, whatever they wanted to promote, I would go ahead and fire up a record of that, just so I would have it local and I wouldn't have that degradation.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, but for the
Yeah,
most
that's
part though, I don't, yeah, I don't record these locally. I don't, the need for that hasn't come up yet.
it might though. I
Although
mean, because
I should have started this one.
yeah, no, I mean it's definitely. I think as you go further, I think this type of format is good for that because for the reasons that you explained, but also the because if you're taking on guests, your video might get striked. Unfortunately, when you
Hmm.
take guests on randomly, it's just the nature of the beast that there could be something that's a little just something that happens. You don't know what it is,
Hmm.
but there
Yep.
are
Yep.
those guidelines of whether it's a nudity or that's primarily what it is. But sometimes there is content that I saw one guy that got his YouTube channel. He was doing a live stream and he put his foot in his mouth, and that got him strikes. Um, and yeah, yeah, and it was like self harm or there was something that somebody reported him for it. There's not too many. You see, yeah, YouTube, YouTube's good. They let
Wow.
a lot
So
go by. Twitch is much more strict with their policies. Like YouTube,
that's what I've
Twitch,
heard.
they don't really allow, but it's you always gotta always be careful with that. So a local live stream as you're growing, I think depending on who the guest is, there might be a time where you're like, oh, this is getting pretty crazy. All right, let's hit the record button. Uh, let's back this up in case like this could be content that's worthy. Um,
Yeah.
there are services like I was saying. There's a clipping service called Neat Clip, and that allows
Hmm.
you to if you have viewers, you can say, oh, either there's a Chrome extension that they can add to their stream or to their to their Chrome page, whatever, and then they can click a button that's next to the YouTube player called Neat Clip, and it'll send a
Hmm.
clip of the last 2 minutes of your live stream, and then they can cut it down to a smaller size that has its own web interface.
Uh
So
huh.
you don't need to download anything, and hit save, and it will give you a link to that clip that you can either
Hmm.
download the clip and then upload it to whatever channel, or they can just share Neat Clip on Reddit, on Twitter, any other social media platform. So it's really like
Yeah. Yeah.
in real time distribution of your content. So you can always say like to your viewers like, oh, use Neat if you want to if there's anything that you want to clip, just hit Neat, download Neat Clip, or they don't even need to download anything. You can use Neat Clip without a Chrome extension. So
Mm.
you can
Hmm.
just, you say, hey, here's Neat Clip. Here, take clips. Like if you have a bunch of people doing wacky stuff, that's where you grow fast. Is the
Yeah. Yeah.
distribution of those Neat Clips is like if you share that to Reddit till like live stream fails or something happens. It doesn't even need to be fail. It can be a win too. It can be something that's cool.
Oh
If you
yeah.
share
Oh
it
yeah.
out there, like that's tremendously huge for strategy.
It's
If you
on the
get
list, my
something that goes
friend.
viral on Reddit, it's
Yep.
you're pretty good. Like
You're
people
golden.
are gonna
Yeah.
come. Yeah, it is. It's to the point where people create they they artificially create fail moments. Like they'll just do
Yeah.
something wacky, like something like a jackass stunt or something.
Or
It's
like
gonna
stick your foot in
create
your mouth.
content, but it's gonna go viral in some aspect.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna need you to body slam that table on Friday, okay?
Well, if I'm drinking again, it might happen, man. I can't guarantee anything won't.
You tackle that light post like Dwight Freeney.
Oh, man, Dwight
I had to
Freeney.
throw
Yeah. You
Indianapolis
had to
there. I
throw
don't know if you watched
had
that
to
game.
throw one of my guys out there. I
So,
loved Dwight. I actually got to meet him.
are you an Indy fan?
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm kind of dropping out of the NFL thing.
Okay.
I'm a vet, and it really hurt me
Okay.
to see
Yep.
the protests, because I have no problem with anybody protesting on
Yep.
their own time, but
Yeah.
the country that I defended, I really felt disparaged by that. The original intent of Kaepernick, right? So I've kind of gotten away from it. I'm waiting for the NFL to actually apologize to the fans and let everybody protest whenever they want to, just not when you're trying to sell me a product is all I'm asking. But yeah, I've been an Indy fan
Yeah.
since they moved here in '84. Absolutely,
Yeah.
through hard times
That's a good
and good
reason.
times.
Yeah. I agree with that though. Like
Do
for a
you?
reason to stop watching it. Not to get totally political. I do.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it so hurts because I've just been a super fan for ages, dude. It was
Oh
so
wow.
nice to see him go to the Super Bowl twice, and fortunately that all happened beforehand. But it's been really tough for me the last couple years. Just really, really tough.
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe it's
I
the
totally
hyper
understand it.
patriot in
Like
me.
I get
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No,
and
I
I'm
mean,
trying to.
totally.
Well, thanks for that.
I
I really want to keep the politics out of the show. I'm not trying to cut that off, but I want you to know that's something that is real important to me, because that can be so polarizing. I mean, I'll talk about it to folks, but I'm really not going to throw any bones out there or anything like that. I'll talk to anybody that wants to express their opinion, but I
right.
don't think because I don't want to be a pundit. And it's better if I keep my mouth shut about a lot of things like that.
It's yeah, I
Although,
know it's hard though. I mean, it is so hard because the political realm is injected into so much of our, you know, into
mm-hmm,
every aspect of our life at least at this point. So, and I agree
yeah,
because, I mean, like any content, once people understand, what affiliation you might have, they're gonna, they don't agree with that thing, you know, they'll stop watching, they'll stop, you know,
yeah,
it's just how it goes. And I've seen people get trolled off the internet because of it. They say one wrong
oh
thing.
yeah,
It's not to sound like, not to sound like a dooms, like everything's doom and gloom and
oh
everything, and
no,
it's
no, no,
that
no,
severe, but it does happen. Like, there's
mm-hmm,
everyone what they believe in and stuff like that. So I think that's
yeah,
probably a good idea to kind of
mm-hmm,
to shy
yeah.
away from it, but
I'm just gonna stay neutral.
I think it's
I
okay.
just don't see any. Yeah, I don't want to change anybody's mind. I'm more here to help than I am to dictate. So,
Yeah.
although
Well, as a
the guy with
whole,
the mic always
if
wins.
people are talking about it, yeah, I mean, if people are talking about it, I don't think it's a problem if like it kind of goes that direction. But I do agree that staying
No.
neutral is big for your
Mm-hmm.
content, for your
Yeah.
brand, for your YouTube.
Yeah. It helps.
At
Helps
least
everybody
like
get
for
along, right? Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. It's more in a vein of wanting to be humble and personable rather than opinionated and the assholes we were talking about earlier.
right, yeah, yeah, because they'll find that thing. They'll they'll find what
Yes,
it
they
is that
will.
triggers you. They'll
Yes, they will.
be crazy with it. This is fun. I really like this. I really think you're. I'm curious. I don't know.
You are a
I don't know what I'm
subscriber now,
thinking.
aren't you?
What'd you say?
I said, you
Say it
are a
again?
subscriber now, aren't you? You are a subscriber, right?
Oh, yeah, no, I subscribed the other day. Yeah, you know
Oh,
what? I
cool.
actually checked the little bell button, so I get
Oh, even
alerts
better.
if you go live. I'll get alerts on my phone and stuff. Uh,
Well,
not
it
to say
won't.
I'm a regular, but which one?
Sure, but without giving away too much, you say you're in New England, so you're on Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yep,
Oh man, are you a Patriots fan?
I am. Yeah, that's why when we started
Click.
getting
No,
into
no.
NFL, when I saw Indy, I was like, I don't know how good. Once he finds out that I'm
Oh,
a
all.
Patriots fan, I don't know how good that's going to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. It's like, well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, well, you were a good guest. But yeah, the video's been taken down.
Delete. No.
Right? Yeah, even if you did, I wouldn't be offended.
Oh no, 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 no.
It's
I'd never be that guy. I'd never be that guy. In fact, I've had some of the best conversations with a hardcore Patriots fan at Colts games. It was so much fun because
Oh,
there's that
cool.
that little mid group rivalry right there in the stands. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think Colts fans and Patriots fans have a lot in common in the fact that they really understand football.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
get the game more than a lot of other
Hmm.
fan bases, and Indy's a hardcore group because you don't have many other sports in Indy. What is it? Only the Pacers, right? I think for
Yeah, we've got
basketball.
the Pacers. Yeah, and we've got a bunch of well, we've got the Indians, but they're not in NBA. And we've got
Yeah.
the Ice, which are not NHL hockey, but and we used to have the Racers. Are you old enough to remember the Racers?
No, I'm not. I'm
Oh
31.
yeah, it was our own pro hockey team back in the '70s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my father was a
So there
huge
you go.
hockey fan, so we went to every one of those. What's that?
I said, yeah, I never heard of them.
Yeah, the Racers, based on the Indy 500, no less. Same way the
That's
Pacers.
a good
There's a
name, though.
couple of
I
stories
like
about
it.
the Pacers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
ever been to any
and
500 races?
the races. Oh God, yeah. I can't even
Yeah.
count them. It's a rite of passage here in Indy. In fact, back when I was growing up, it was wide open. That's when the snake pit was actually a snake pit, not a fenced little area that somebody sponsors.
Wow.
And we used to have senior skip day. Senior skip day always meant going out to the track on practice day and drinking your face off. I mean, it
Wow.
was
That's
just
awesome.
such a good time and a good memory. I don't know how many times I've gone to the race and wondered who won. I was so lit after the whole thing. That is the kind of running joke. Hey, I had a great time at the 500. Who won?
Yeah. Who poured the beer?
Oh yeah, but that's part of my blood, man. I
Yeah,
was
that's amazing.
yeah. My father took me back when I was just a wee guy, and we used to do the police escort in on qualification weekends, and oh, it's just a part of me, just a part of me. And my best part was when I was working at Fox 59, which is the local Fox station here, as engineer slash production staff. I was the one that created their first website. So then I had to be, since we didn't have a reporter set up for, the website specifically, I became the reporter for Fox 59 for their internet
Wow,
presence. Yeah, so I was spent, you know, every waking moment out there, which was cool because I had all
that's cool.
access pass. It was awesome. Loved it.
So you built the website yourself? Did you code it? Like, did
All
you
from
use
scratch.
HTML like that?
Yeah, it was all HTML because back then we didn't even have front page, much less the Dreamweavers of today and the WYSIWYGs, which
Okay,
they
wow.
were of course. But yeah, it was all text based, which I'd
How did you
learned
how did you learn?
because
How did you learn? Did you buy a book or what was your? I'm actually really curious. It's kind of a cool historical thing to hear
oh
people that
sure,
were. building websites back in '94. That's interesting. What was your? How'd
Yeah,
you?
sure.
What got you into it?
What got me into it? Oh boy, I could talk for hours on this. I'm going to try to make this one short for you.
It's all right.
Back,
You can go on.
and you're gonna,
I'll look at it.
well, yeah, you're gonna smack me in the head when you hear this story. But back in
Okay.
about 91 or 92, I had this wonderful idea because, I was, when you're in broadcast, you don't make any money unless you're in front of the camera. So I'm looking for ways to make money. And I thought, and I was looking for a car as well. And I thought, Jesus, all I can do is keep driving around to these places and looking at different cars and picking up newspapers and calling and everything. I thought, what if you're gonna get this immediately? What if I could go to a website, put in, the make and model generalizations about the vehicle I'm looking for, and then every car dealer close to me that had a model like that would show up on my screen. Wouldn't that be awesome? So I started a company called Auto Search, and this is the first time any but one but my friends and family have heard about this. So this is now going to be part of the internet. That I've had this idea well before Cars.com, well before Auto Trader, well before all those. So what I did
Yeah.
was, and this is before the image spec on the internet. It was all text based. All us geeks were creating text based websites at that point. So what I did was, I produced my own commercials right there at Fox 59, off hours. I did all the voiceover. I did all the video editing and everything, and I created a database with exactly those specifications, where you had your make, model, color, all the accoutrement that goes with buying a car. And I sent a letter out to every one of the used and new car dealerships in Marion County, which is all of Indianapolis. I think there was like 238 of them. Maybe my number's off because it was a long time ago. And I
Really?
got two responses back. Two.
Oh no.
Yep. And I ran the commercial. The thing
Oh,
was, I was going to, I spent like $700 running this thing on cable TV. I didn't have the money to run it on the networks. So I ran it on cable TV, and I got plenty of people calling me wanting to search for their automobiles, but I didn't have any automobiles.
oh wow. That is
Yep, and I
actually
was too poor.
really interesting. That's
Is that a
yeah.
sad story though? Is that like the saddest story you've ever heard in your life? Because after that, I didn't have enough money to even buy. We were probably too stretched out, and I swore off credit cards after all that. But I didn't even have enough money to buy the URL, because they were back $35 back then. Not, you can get as low as like $2 now, but I couldn't even
Yeah.
buy the URL and justify it back in the day, and started when the image spec came down, and then of course, everybody ran away with it. Oh man! But
Yeah,
I
but I
forgot why I
mean,
started.
it's
Oh yeah,
interesting that, and I think though, but I don't know. Like I'm not gonna laugh at it. I think it's a great idea, and it does, and it stinks that you had this idea, but the market just wasn't ready
wasn't ready
for it.
for it.
That
No,
people didn't
no.
understand technology in a way to get people to grasp that concept. Like that's actually how um, Zappos, which is the shoe company, you're talking about doing things in a way that doesn't scale. You just manually contacted these, say it was auto dealerships and used car salesmen, and tried to get them to use a platform. It's like a chicken and an egg. Who you got to get the cars in there first before you can get the used. Like what do you have? So I don't know, like how did you like what was that email that you sent to them? Were you like, hey, I'm doing this whole thing. If I'm going to advertise, potential for you
It
to
it
get
what
sales. Like what was your process, like your
it
sales pitch
wasn't
to them?
it it wasn't an email. It was a letter.
Oh yeah, yeah. You said yeah, letter. Yeah, why
Yeah,
did I
they
forget
didn't
that?
have they
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
have
what
email.
did what email was
I had a text based website back on Trader.com, and I don't know if you know about Trader, but here locally, Trader was a buy sell paper, right, for individuals. They hadn't even gone commercial yet,
okay.
And but they also started up their own BBS back in the day, and I had an account. But no, my first contact with them was a promotional letter and an explanation. I told them all about what I was trying to do. I tried not to be too verbose. I tried to make it to where they could understand what it was. You know, I'm compiling this entire list of all your inventory, and then I'll send you qualified buyers that are looking for that car that you've got sitting on your lot.
Wow.
They obviously didn't buy it. I didn't do a good enough job on that, or it was just way before it's, ahead of its time. But yeah, that was the whole idea, man. It was a letter.
Wow.
I kick myself every time because
Yeah.
I should have ran with that. But see, this is the thing that, here I'm starting this up, and I think it's right at the edge of being ahead of its time because not a lot of people are comfortable in being in front of the camera yet. So I've done this my entire life. It's just an entrepreneurial spirit that won't die.
It's
Oh,
amazing. It's amazing though, and I do like I explained earlier, I do have a startup, and it's not, I'm not going to really get into the details of it. It's
hmm.
I should be
Well,
working on it
hopefully you
right now,
will one
but
day. Yeah.
I
Hopefully you'll
will be
come back.
shortly.
Yeah.
It's I love startups. I love hearing about it, and to hear you talk about, something that you tried to do in '94. Uh, in that the market just
Probably
was,
closer to
in
92.
the circumstances of everything. It's really interesting. I love hearing it, and I think I don't know. I don't know why there's a lot of different variables into why
Hmm.
it could have worked and it couldn't. I know for me, I wouldn't have had the balls to do what you did. I probably should. I should probably get to that level where I just don't care as much about like rejection and whatnot. You kind of have to have that, especially as a business owner. Um,
Yep. Rejection can't
but
kill you.
like, you right, it's true. It can
Hmm.
demotivate you, but I'm motivated. I just think that I would probably try to get somebody that I know. That would be my thing. Is like, oh, I have a buddy that is a salesman, and I just ship it to him, and he'll just go and like dress in a suit and try to have all these meetings and like really try to sell it to that point. Whereas even back then, I don't even think that would have worked because people just didn't understand the internet. They didn't get
Oh, not
how it
yeah, not even
worked
close.
and everything.
Not even close.
Right.
But that would have been a
They
smarter thing
probably
to do.
saw.
I think. Yeah, if I'd have had somebody that I could have thrown out there, because I am so not a salesman. I'm a great sales wingman, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not the guy that jumps up and shakes your hand and tries to get you to buy my wares. But
Right.
I'll tout its advantages to you. So that probably would have been a real good idea for me. It's just way
Yeah,
too
but
early for that.
you want to do things yourself. That's kind of the point that I've
Yep.
kind of been at. It's like you get a little bit confident. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do everything myself. Like, I don't know if I need somebody and whatnot. But I do realize, and I have a buddy that I've had help me with some of that stuff, and it is extremely important to just rely on somebody to do that stuff, to have those connections for whatever ventures are. Like you doing the
Oh yeah.
broadcast world, you can just transfer the same idea. It's like
Hmm. Hmm.
just some entrepreneur or whatever. It's like, people bring it to life.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Um,
But
I know. And
let
then you
me get
see.
back to what were
No,
we saying?
keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling
Oh,
over
sure.
here. I'm just muttering to myself.
That's a bad habit taken from Mr. Mutterer. Uh, but anyway,
I
you
know.
asked
I
me.
know. Especially when I'm live on another person's, YouTube. It's like, oh yeah, maybe you shouldn't just like talk to yourself. You know?
No, 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 no. I actually appreciate it. But getting back to what you're asking me, you asked me how I got involved in doing websites. Well, after that, since I'd been playing around with some text-based websites, I saw very quickly that the image spec was going to come down. And as self-serving as it sounds, I was just going to make, my page, my home page. So I did. embarrassing as it sounds, it was called the Champer Zone. So,
Okay.
oh God. And I still have
What
that
was
on floppy disk, as a matter of fact. What's that?
what was that about? Like, it was your own home page?
Oh, yeah, just what I liked, what I didn't like. And but I taught myself to code in just straight HTML, and of course it was very very simple back then. There were so many
Yeah.
fewer tags available than there are today, and the station picked up that I'd been playing with it. So when they in around '96, when everybody was thinking they needed a web presence, they came to me and said, "Hey Jim, I know this has been a hobby of yours. Do you think you can put together the station website? We'll give you full access to the graphics department, which guys are still my friends to this day, and can we put something together?" So we did, and it took us a couple months. We all went off and did our own design ideas. Came back, they went with mine, and and then I built it from scratch. But it was unique in that the team that I put together with the graphics department decided to do it as a monthly format. We didn't want to just do a static, and this is one of the first television sites out there, especially one of if
Wow.
not the first that changed its content entirely every month, if not more. Not only that, but we introduced live school closings as a sellable product, and I talked to that sales
Oh,
guy
that's
today who, yeah, it was awesome. It was all manual. It was all me. So whenever they would come down, I'd have to literally type them in, and then I rotated them on the bottom of the screen. It was brutal actually, but we were one of the first that ever did it. So that's how I
well, it's
learned
a
how
genre,
to yeah, yeah, that's how I learned to code in text, just HTML. I mean, I didn't do any other coding really. Worked a little bit with some basic, but got out of that. It just wasn't my bag. I was a little more creative than I was technical when it came to that sort of stuff. So I did a whole lot of graphics things, and from then on, it was all me. They asked me if I'd like to manage it, and I said sure. So they created a title for me, which was Director of Internet Services, and I did that for the next 2 years. And then some people pulled me off for more money, as it
yeah.
happens. I'm not supposed to be
Um,
talking about me, and
so
we're supposed to be talking
what,
about you.
no, I know. I mean, it's really interesting. Like, I'm actually like, I know, I know, I should be. I don't know. I like asking questions, and I think I know I have more. What do you still do? Like HTML? Do you still do any coding? Like, um,
Oh, I
what's your
do. Even today in the world of WordPress type sites, there's still a lot of coding
yeah.
you've got to do, especially when you're talking about widgets and whatnot. So, but it's so much less than it used to be. So much less. But I try to dabble
So you mean
still.
not like less code that you have to do, or is that what you're saying? Like you have to get
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
depths of
What
it?
yeah what you end up doing more now of is CSS. Because you want it to look a
Yeah.
specific way, or you want something to function a specific way that's not, a more advanced like an Ajax or even JavaScript. Then you control it via CSS. So I do more of that than any HTML, of course. But yeah, I've kind of gotten away
That's
from it.
very cool.
It's yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
one of those cobbler's children has no shoes. I haven't even created a website for the show yet. I've got the URL, but I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to one of these days.
Yeah, and what I'm gonna do, yeah, I mean, it's a good idea, and I'll like I said, I'll email you some resources that I have. I have some
Sweet.
notes with different YouTube channels and some websites. There's actually like a large community of people that create similar content. I wouldn't say to
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing. I mean, they do similar stuff, but it's much more like just interview style. They don't really open it up to the public, but
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great
Yeah.
people to network with.
Oh, sure.
There's one podcast called the Podcasters Roundtable, and they do a live stream I
Mm.
think every Saturday, and they bring on
Mm-hmm.
some like experts in this world that they talk about strategies. And I think that guy actually does. It's kind of meta. He does a live stream
Mm-hmm.
about live streaming. Uh, but yeah, they actually yeah, it's kind of a funny topic. Um,
That'll
but
that
they
that'll
have
collapse the universe.
a dot live that's what they sell is like dot live. It's like this community of people that are live streamers, and they sell, they buy a domain that's like, you know, let's say the video calling show dot live or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just an idea, in that they use the dot live they into like a category of a site where they're like, I forget the actual name, but I have it written down, and I think there'd be excellent people to network with, especially for this type of content.
Yeah, it
So
sounds
I
like
would
it.
say, would be an excellent idea,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Mm-hmm.
to kind of, put like all your expertise on there, things that you're learning, or new tricks or tips that you're doing. I think would be kind of cool too.
Yeah, I'm all about that. This
And
old
just
dog will never stop learning. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's, you know, I try to tell a lot of people that, but some people, you know, kind of get caught in their own ways, and they don't really push themselves to the level that they can, especially with YouTube and whatnot.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
hey, you want to create a YouTube channel, go look at other YouTube channels and see what they're doing. Like, look at the thumbnails and
Mm-hmm.
look at, what the content is, what their titles are, and stuff like that. It's, you
Yep.
kind of just need to push people a little bit to say like, hey, yeah, you should
Oh
you
yeah.
should continue to learn. Like, don't stop learning. Just whatever you're doing, keep learning. It's good advice. So,
Well, keep learning and keep doing, because you only get
yes.
so many trips around this sun, man, and that bucket list has to start as early as possible. I started mine what I consider far too late. I'm somewhere in my 40s, and
Okay.
and I've lived my life that way ever since. This was one of those bucket list items that I could not give up on.
That's amazing. I love it. But yeah, that's I do coding myself. I know, and the reason why I
Oh,
was so interested in you talking about doing just HTML and all that stuff. So that's what I do. I'm a web developer. I'm actually self-taught. I've been doing it for
cool,
5 years.
brothers.
It's roughly 5 or 6 years. I started out doing PBX systems on Linux.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing like, you know, voice calling and stuff like that. I have a buddy that I
Mm.
met on the internet through Skype. They used to have this thing called Skypecast back in the day, that you could join
I
these
remember
little call
Skypecast.
groups and little shows.
Yeah.
And I met him through there, and we just connected. And years later, he was like, "Hey, how come you don't?" Like, I was really big into video editing, Adobe Premiere, After Effects, Sony Vegas. Then I got into like 3D modeling and Photoshop, and